Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Give me a vortex up in the chat if I can be heard, family. Give me a vortex in the chat if I can be heard. Let's go ahead and get her done. Y'all see the title? Malachi Macabee reviews Kosmon Cow versus Root Word debate. This debate went down last night for y'all that don't know. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna slow it down. The slowdown is when it get bloody. It get real when that slowdown come through. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Okay. We looking good. Okay. Everybody in the chat. Let me shout everybody out real quick. Nazarene seen Faith is in the building. Yeah. All praises. Shalom. Selah Shalom TV in the building. All praises. Like, subscribe, share. Y'all already know what time it is. Shout out to my bro. DC Sniper in the building. YAH'KI in the building. Like, subscribe, share. Another one of our brothers, Zion Music Productions, LLC. Like, subscribe, share. Y'all already know MINISTRIES, Flow Rider in the building. Elijah 7. How we looking? Just me in the building. Right on, brother. My brother Roger Vortex, Roger Washington in the building. Bless up. Huba. City of Compton, Hub City in the building. Cal P. Detroit, Michigan in the building. Robbie Dobson in the building. Kana Yael Batya. My sister off Facebook, Julie Ray Adams in the building. Y'all look, we looking good. Y'all share this. Y'all share with your meemaws and your e-moms and your passers and whatever it may be. Now, our brother Cal P, Kosmon Cal, had a debate last night. A lot of people, some people may not have been aware of that. We're going to make sure we do all the proper promotion from here on out. All the proper promotion, all of it. You know what I mean? Period, point blank in the story. All right, so look, let me go ahead and start sharing some of this so we can see what it is before I share the actual video, though. This is what I want to present. It's about cognitive dissonance. Okay? Why is it so hard for us to admit when we're wrong? Why is it? That's what's up, Nazarene seeing Faith is. All right, hold on. Why is it so hard for us to admit when we are wrong? What's up with that? Why? All right, so I want to share this video with y'all before we get into the actual debate. Shout out to my brother Kosmon Cal, man. If y'all actually watched that debate last night, if you watched it, you feel me? And remember, it's always about source up and shut up. That's all it's about. So if you watch what my bro did last night, man, there's no way you don't understand what went down. If you watched it, just sit on back and rewind and watch. And that's what we're going to do today. Wait till y'all see. You know the slowdown get bloody. Look, the slowdown, that's when your character really get tested in the slowdown. All right, so let me show some of this real quick. I want to show y'all this video. It's called Why It's So Hard. Why it's so hard to admit you're wrong. It's called cognitive dissonance. All right, this is something that society suffers from and deals with. All right, let me go ahead and share this real quick. Let's get into it. All right, let's work.
In the 1950s, a cult in the US believed the world would be destroyed by a flood on December 21st, 1954. Many of its members were so convinced that they left their jobs and gave away all their possessions. And then came December 22nd. As you can imagine, the group felt, a gnawing sense of discomfort, but they also contributed a lot to the field of psychology. See, 3 social psychologists had infiltrated this group, and one of them, named Leon Festinger, gave a name to the group's inner conflict. He called it cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance, and notice, these 3 psychologists infiltrated this group. Notice this. Watch this.
And it's now a huge area of research. You have probably even experienced it before. But cognitive dissonance isn't always a bad thing. In fact, it can be a major way we grow, at least if you know how to spot it. Cognitive dissonance is a state of uneasiness that happens when you have inconsistent beliefs or behaviors.
Oh, y'all heard that?
You may have felt it when you learned new information about the world that contradicts.
You may have felt it when you learned new information about the world that contradicted something you believed for a long time. Yeah. You know what? It's basically the feeling of denial. Denial. That's basically what cognitive dissonance is. It's basically denial.
Something you'd believed for a long time, or maybe you learned something about your behavior that conflicted with your sense of self. For example,
and see, all this ties into Kosmon Cow's debate he had yesterday with the brother Root Word. So you see, there's people judging the debate based off preconceived notions and long-held beliefs. So when you come bringing what you bring, it's just like, oh no, right? So in essence, we're dependent on people who have cognitive dissonance to effectually judge debates properly. Real spiel. Watch this.
Example, someone might experience cognitive dissonance if they believe they're not a prejudiced person, but after a psychological test, they realize they have a lot of implicit biases. This discomfort can come up in all kinds of scenarios, though, and we can even see it in the brain, notably in the region that monitors errors in your thoughts and actions, the one involved in rationalizing and cognitive control, and one likely involved in emotions, especially anger and disgust. Of course, knowing how our brains respond to this stress doesn't make these feelings any easier, and it also doesn't make it easier to admit we're wrong. Instead, how hard it is to change your mind about something depends on what psychologists call your resistance to change. And that trait depends on a few factors, such as how much you identify with your belief, how much satisfaction you get from your behavior, and how much pain or loss you'd have to endure to change those things. For example, let's say you see yourself as an advocate for the environment, but then you learn that the company you work for makes like evil villain levels of pollution and refuses to change. If you don't like the job and you have another opportunity, you'd probably just leave. Your resistance to changing your behavior would be pretty low. But if you've been working there for years and are really invested in the company and the community and culture there, quitting would be harder because you'd experience more loss. So your resistance to change would be much higher. One way around this would be to change your belief, to decide that maybe you're not that much of an environmental advocate after all. But if that's not an option, your brain might try other strategies to reduce your uneasiness. For instance, you might try to rationalize your thinking or behavior by finding positive things about your company, or you might think of things that are even worse and make your company seem lovely by comparison. Like you might remind yourself that your company creates jobs and a better quality of life for some people. Or you might read stories about other companies that dump toxic waste directly into people's mouths and think, well, your company at least isn't doing that, so they're fairly green by comparison. Then you can keep thinking of yourself as an advocate with a clean conscience. This is just an example, of course. Cognitive dissonance can apply to all kinds of ways we interact with the world, and there are also plenty of other ways we tend to react to it. Like we might try and protect ourselves from discomfort by engaging in selective exposure. That's where someone only listens to people and media sources that agree with them, and they dismiss other voices that challenge their worldview. Studies suggest that we might also do this internally. We skew our memories to reduce the feeling that our thoughts are inconsistent. For example, in a 2014 paper, 121 students who didn't want their tuition to increase were asked to write an essay supporting higher tuition. Afterward, they became more in favor of tuition increases, but they also misremembered themselves as being okay with higher tuition in the first place. And finally, there's the most simple thing. When faced with evidence that we might be wrong, our brains can just completely ignore whatever's making us uncomfortable. The point is, we really don't like feeling inconsistent, and consciously or not, we'll go a long way to reduce the feeling that our thoughts or actions don't line up with the way we see ourselves or the world. Still, cognitive dissonance isn't always bad. There are fewer studies about this, but it seems like this discomfort can also help us grow and make better decisions, like by leaving an unhealthy job or identifying biased beliefs. So, what can you do about your brain's clever schemes to reduce it? Well, psychologists recommend you pay attention to your initial response to new information and remind yourself you're probably more biased than you want to think.
Pay attention to your brain's response to new information. Dang. We could be suffering from cognitive dissonance and not even know it. Not even be aware of it. It's crazy. Watch this.
Think. Then you can make a deliberate effort to question your response and analyze it. And also, it doesn't hurt to do some research to make sure your beliefs and actions are based on evidence and not on the tricky games your brain is playing to ease your inner conflict. Because in some cases, the first step to defeating your own brain is knowing what it's up to. Thanks for watching this episode of SciShow Psych. This channel is all about understanding our minds and how they work, and we've done episodes on everything from mental health to implicit bias. If you want to learn more, you can watch another episode after this one, or you can hit that subscribe button.
Ooh-wee, mic check, 1 2 1 2. I wanted to play that about cognitive dissonance before we got into reviewing this debate from last night for my brother Kosmon Cal and the brother Root Word. You feel me? Something to take in and consider deeply. You feel me? Like when you're dealing with people that have preconceived notions and unchecked biases about anything, then you basically go into any situation with the deck stacked against you. You know what I mean? So look, let's get into this. You know what I mean? It was an excellent debate, though. I got to keep it solid. I got to keep it solid real quick. Bang. I see y'all in the building. Let's go ahead and chop it up, though. All right. Right here. Let's get Cal together. And let's slow roll it. All of it sound good to you slow roll it. Once you slow roll, it's a problem. But you know, what I was saying was, about to slow roll this deal. Hold on 1 second. Pull this on up. Let me drop this. Look like they still live over there. Yeah, like still live. All right, let me go ahead and show this.
When the bag came in, got to go, baby. Overtime, I'm not. $3, $5, $100, $1,000, whatever it is. Let's get it in, family.
All right, man. First round, Cosmic Cow. We got 15-minute rounds, 5-minute rebuttal. The topic is, did the little people exist in America, and did they build anything? All right. So we're gonna get right into the heat, man. Cosmic Cow.
Remember the title. Did the little people exist in America, and did they build anything? Remember the title. Remember the title. Matter of fact, let me pin it. I'm gonna pin it right now. Let me go ahead and pin it right now.
You going in with your first round. We locked you up on the screen. Let's make sure we green. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure y'all can pick, and then we ready to get it in and eat. Goddamn.
Hey,
let's go, man.
Check your cash out, Bap. If you can blow that up a little bit for the people so they can see it. You did what I'm talking about. We're gonna throw a free ticket up in there. You did what I'm talking about for the people. You did what I'm talking about.
All right. I appreciate that, big bro.
League.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that, big bro.
Let's see if we can let's see how we looking.
All right, let me set your timer up. Give me 2 seconds. Your first round, you get a 5-minute introduction. Both of y'all get a 5-minute introduction, and y'all can add that in straight into your round. So I'll give you a total of 20 minutes total going into it. Let's get it cracking, family. Let's get it cracking. I'm setting up the timer right now as we speak. Let's make sure this time is on accurate. 20 minutes. All right, we ready to go whenever you're ready, brother. Let's go.
And salute to you, Cosmin Kyle. Salute,
man. Salute to you, real word, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for you do what I'm talking about, even giving me the opportunity, bro.
Good sportsmanship. Now y'all can turn up, man. Let's get it, man. May the best man win.
Let's get it, Bap. Let me know when you're ready.
You ready whenever you are. Time started.
All right. Peace to the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses out there. This your homeboy Kosmon Cal just checking in. This debate tonight is called Little People of the Americas. Are they real or not? And did they build anything or leave anything behind? So I am in the affirmative in this point, saying they did. Root words must now at this point debunk everything I show. You dig what I'm talking about? If he can't do that concisely using the scientific method, what's observable, what's commonly known, using sources and primaries and objective data, he lost, right? So let's get into this. We are here to debate the facts and only the facts. My claim is that in the Americas and throughout the world, there has been a race of ancient little people, 4'10" and under. We will prove through archaeological, paleontological, paleolinguistics, morphology, eyewitnesses, primary sources, and the oral histories of the Aboriginal Americans themselves to unravel the hidden history of the Aboriginal little people, ultimately revealing that in the Americas, these little people are not only real, but that they left an astounding legacy in mounds, pyramids, and science. But before we get into this debate, right, I would like to apologize for any giggling, ad homs, buck dancing, or shooking and jiving done by my opponent tonight.
Hey, that was real, Cal. That's what I'm talking about. Because really, all dude had was theatrics. Anybody that watched the debate, you know what I mean? Anybody that watched the debate understands that all he had was theatrics. Pay attention, slow down, and watch what Cal about to bring out. And then watch what dude bring out behind it. And be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. Watch this. Watch this. So that was real. Cal apologized in the beginning for what dude was going to bring later on. That was powerful, bro. Watch this.
I would hope that you would all just pity him by remembering that all his antics, all the stuff he's going to do tonight are just birthed from the deepest, darkest pits of his own self-ignorance, and cognitive dissonance. Pause the time for me. Pause the time for me. Can I just go into my first?
Yeah, you can go straight in. You can go. We wait on you to go straight in. Let's go.
All right.
You got 17 minutes and 45 seconds left.
All right. With so much lore, myths, and folk tales that surround the true existence of the little people in the Americas, in round one, I will remove all doubt and take the little people out of the realm of belief and fairy tale and put them in the realm of provable, objective knowledge. First, let's start by defining what a little person is and seeing, is there a difference between a dwarf and a little person? Source from the different.com, right? Dwarf versus midget, right? What is a midget? A midget refers to a person who is very short.
Now, remember this, y'all. Dwarf versus midget. Remember that. Remember that. See, it sounds good when it's all fast and all that. Remember what Kosmon is separating, and he's making a differentiation between what a dwarf is and what a midget is. If y'all understand that, give me a vortex up in the chat. Let me go ahead and drop the link up in the chat too, because I know Kosmon probably want to come on. But he's showing you right there that there's a difference between what a dwarf was classified as a dwarf and was classified as a midget. Okay. Now watch this. I just put a link up in the chat. Kosmon, if you want to come on, bro. Watch this.
But normally proportioned. The term midget is now rarely used and is considered offensive, but its usage was very common until the end of the 20th century or 1999. Midget has given away to short person or little person. But is a midget and a dwarf the same thing? What is a dwarf? A dwarf refers to a person with one of several varieties of a specific genetic condition called dwarfism. A dwarf has disproportionate of body parts.
Oh, remember that. Disproportionate of body parts. You see that? You see, there's a difference between a midget and a dwarf. A dwarf, but both are short. But a dwarf has disproportionate body parts. You know what I mean? A midget is just a short little person, but their body parts, their arms and their legs and their torso, all that's proportionate, right? A dwarf is somebody that's short, but their body members are not proportionate at all. And Cal is establishing this in the beginning. In the beginning. Make sure y'all listen. Watch this.
This is generally caused by a genetic or nutritional disability. Any adult human below the height of 4'10" is considered a dwarf. With reference to legends or folklore, a dwarf is considered a legendary creature resembling a tiny old man who lives in the depths of the earth and guards buried treasure. But per Merriam-Webster, a pygmy is a noun. A pygmy is an unusually small person. So right there, we are able to make a clear distinction between the myth and folklore of dwarves and the proof that little people or midgets are biologically based and provable and objective reality. See, if little people weren't real, shouldn't be any bones anywhere in the world, let alone America. But look, let's address this. See, he think he got something, and this is why he wanted me to go first, but I'm going to take the sting out of it for him. Tennessee Archaeology, number 7 from the fall of 2013. It says, Tennessee ancient pygmy graveyards. If they ain't real, they don't make no graveyards with little people in them. The Wonder of the Western Country by Kevin E. Smith. In July 1820, newspaper first reported the discovery of Tennessee graveyards filled with the stone-lined coffins of primordial pygmy race. Over the subsequent 2 centuries, Tennessee pygmies became the persistent and recurring part of the national and international archaeological folklore. But look, But let's hear from what firsthand witnesses had to say. This is Judge John Hayward. He is best known for his Tennessee's histories, including national and aboriginal history of Tennessee from 1823. And I quote, "A number of small skeletons," this is an eyewitness, he got to debunk this now. "A number of small skeletons were discovered a few miles from Sparta, Tennessee, in White County, an account of which was given by Mr. Lane. The graves were about 2 feet in length, 14 inches broad, and 16 inches deep. These extend promiscuously throughout the farm of Mr. Lane and in a large and closely connected burying ground in the vicinity. There were others of the same description 4 miles south of Sparta." So if you don't have a society or civilization, you don't have burial grounds. And it is said that hundreds, and if you don't exist, you definitely don't have burial grounds, right? But it is said that hundreds of them might be found throughout. This is in Tennessee, y'all, throughout the locality. From the great number of small graves found here, Mr. Lane, and all of Mr. Lane, all of the same description, among them all, but one being of large size. It seems to indicate, look what he said, it seems to indicate that there was, in ancient times, a race of people whose height was from 2 feet 10 to 3 feet. Or how about the eyewitness of Major General Robert H. Milroy? Check out old boy Milroy. And he's describing in detail his discoveries and observations of pygmy graves near Watertown in Wilson County, Alabama, 1865. And I quote, "I forgot to tell you of a great curiosity I found, or rather that was shown to me in Wilson County. I had often heard of the remains of human pygmies found in Tennessee." This is 1820, 1865. He already hearing about it. But look what he say. "But I didn't believe it. I heard that a number of these remained and had been found near Watertown, and upon making inquiry was shown a number of small bones about the size of chicken bones, much decayed. Parts of small skulls, jaw bones, and teeth were among them, showing plainly that these were human bones. I then asked to see the graves or place where these bones were obtained, and was shown an old field that had been wasted away very much."
First-hand testimony. First-hand testimony. How you get around it? How you get around first-hand testimony about any of that? You feel me? So Kosmon Cal brought, like, I mean, not just basic Wikipedia, because that's all dude did. When you see his round, he brought up Wikipedia. That's all he did. Cal went in and really peeled back those layers of that onion. You really did that. Kosmon Cal in the building. Hold on, I got the big homie. Hold on. Kosmon Cal, what's the word, big homie?
Man, peace to the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses. What's the word, gang?
Man, you already know, bro. You know we got to slow it down and spin a block and see what's going on, right?
Oh yeah, it's cooking already. I feel heat coming off my phone. You dig what I'm talking about? I feel some heat coming off my phone. You made up a great point. You dig what I'm saying? When you bring up a eyewitness, somebody who said, "Look, I didn't believe in this. This is not what I believe. But guess what? I went to the land. I found the sarcophagi myself.
Right.
I dug the bones up myself. I brought them to people who were smarter than me. And they said, these are human bones."
Exactly.
So how do you deny a eyewitness who said he held the bones in his hands? So is he not credible?
On top of everything else you brought out.
Right? Is he delusional? He lived through the Civil War. Remember, this is 1865, and he's a general. You think he's just a layman, a retard? He didn't know nothing. And then the crazy part is, in that letter, he's writing the letter to his wife.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He writing the letter to his wife like, look, babe, this is what I found. I heard about it because it had been popping since 1820. So we heard about it, but I ain't believe that. But guess what? And remember the topic of the debate. Are the little people in America real? So if somebody, that's like Malaki. I don't have to be in St. Louis. You dig what I'm talking about? 10 years ago. But if Malaki said 10 years ago there was some type of festival or something, and I seen a little man in the festival 10 years ago, and guess what? He wrote a letter about it to his wife and told his wife, I don't have to believe that, but now I have to go and debunk what he's saying. And that's hard to do. This is why I laid it out like it is. Yeah, but let's get to it. Let's cook.
Yeah, man. Here we go. Let's rock.
Hey, Mally, I just wanted to
several such stones.
Go ahead. What you say?
I just wanted to make sure that people got that. My whole point is that I'm showing the differentiation between a midget, a little person, and a dwarf. They're two different things. A dwarf has a genetic disorder. A midget or a little person is just a short, proportionate person.
Exactly. So as we keep listening, you're going to see your opponent keeps bringing up, yeah, there are short people. They just have a disease.
Yeah.
Now remember the topic. Are they real? Do they even exist?
Period.
Remember that. That's the topic. In the Americas. Watch this.
Boxes or sarcophagi made by digging a square oblong hole in the ground and laying the flat stone in the bottom, setting up thin flat stones at the sides, ends, and laying one over the top. He says, I measured the insides of 10 of these boxes, and I measured lengthwise from 13 to 16 inches. One was 2 feet, and they measured lengthwise from 13 to 16 inches. So y'all can wrap y'all mind around this. This is about the size of a Jordan shoebox. He said one was 2 feet and all but a foot wide. He said we dug out of the earth several that had been that had not been disturbed and got a lot of other bones and some teeth. I brought them to a very scientific physician, the state librarian here, and he pronounced them human bones, without a doubt, and those of adult people. So he can't he can't let you mix you up with all that. Oh, they're babies. Why are there thousands of babies just dead?
Did y'all hear that? Human bones, not apes, not chimpanzees, human bones. I brought them all to a very scientific physician, the state librarian here, and he pronounced them human bones, without a doubt. And those of who? Little babies. Because that's the next argument, Cal. Oh man, them a whole bunch of dead babies. No. And what did it say? And without a doubt, and those of adult persons. Adult persons.
The small rude earthen pots were found in each grave, right? And it goes on to say, I learned that there was another place 9 miles off where acres of these pygmy graves had been discovered. And then near the mouth of Stone Rivers on the Cumberland, some 7 miles above this place, another still larger connection of these pygmy graves had been discovered. He says, I think, and this is what he's saying, I think that these things prove that a race of human pygmies has at one time, thousands of years ago, existed on this continent and is a great curiosity.
Oh, Ooh-wee, I think that these things prove that a race of human pygmies has at one time, thousands of years ago, existed on this continent. Talking about the Americas. This continent, and is a great curiosity. Cal, talk to us.
What's the odds of two men in the same area or the same state finding very small little graves that they went and dug up themselves, and they both say, damn, this is proof that I believe that a race of little people existed. What's the odds?
Hey, two men that don't even know each other, right?
No, one died in 1823. The other one is talking in 1865. The one who died in 1823 wrote Judge John Haywood wrote the book on Tennessee Aboriginal history the year he died.
And amongst his Aboriginal history, he's talking
he
about
got little people.
There are little people amongst the Aboriginals.
Right, buried in the ground in crude like sarcophagi, little burial grounds. But what you find out when you read the book even further is that under that little sarcophagus that may be 18 inches under the topsoil, there's another one under that and another one under that. So they're about 6-7 layers deep, and then they're spread out for acres and acres. So these are very old finds that are on top of even older finds. This is okay, for instance, to show you that this is old, right? If anybody has ever been to Louisiana, they understand that the ground is very porous, so they don't bury the people directly in the ground. Right. They put a slab on there, and then they bury the families on top of each other.
Right.
It's the same thing that the little people was doing thousands of years ago.
That's powerful, bro. That's powerful. Let's keep it moving. Watch this.
This is an eyewitness, Major General Robert Milroy, who is a valid, credible witness. Now, in this debate, I stand in an affirmative. This is not a debate about proving who the people are, but to prove they existed at a time in our past. Keep that in mind.
Remember that. The debate is about proving that these little people existed in a time in our past. And it's not even about who they connected to. Remember that. That's why I played the video about cognitive dissonance, Cal. You know what I mean? Also,
indeed,
with our attention span as a people.
And he made a good point about studying yourself, how you interact with new information. You dig what I'm talking about? Because if you have a problem with yourself, if you hear brand new information that you've never heard before, and you instantly bash it, that's called cognitive dissonance. If you instantly deny something you've never heard of before, that means you have a bias.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm talking about? I heard a brother today say he is biased because he's scared of little people, of midgets. So he voted for root word because he was scared of little people. That is cognitive dissonance.
Right.
Great video.
True. Watch this.
Now, let's show more little people found in the Americas. Have y'all ever heard of the San Pedro mummy? This is from the unsolvedmysteries.com. This is the San Pedro mummy. For generations, medicine men of the Crow, Shoshone, and Arapaho tribes have told stories of a mythical race of supernatural beings that performed feats of amazing physical strength. According to legend, the being stood less than 2 feet high for more than
Okay.
Less than what?
2 feet.
Some of y'all been into the Star Wars. Like me. I like watching. I'm a Star Wars dude. All right. There's a nigga in Star Wars that's so cold that'll slice you in twain before you can blink. His name is Master Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
And that little nigga was 2 feet max.
If that.
If that. Go ahead, Cal.
The debate is about, is little people real?
Yeah.
Soon as you pull a little person out of the ground, sitting Indian style, what are we even talking about?
Nothing. Debate over.
It don't matter what he look like. Don't matter who you think he is, or if you think he can't do something, none of that matters. Once you pull one bone, just one, and the nigga and he mummified. He already mummified. How old is this dude?
And he's mummified. That's crazy.
How old is he? And then and I'm gonna go further when I'm reading, but look where he was found. He was found in a tunnel in a gold mine. He was in the ground already.
Yep, gold prospectors, Cecil. Yep, San Pedro Mountains in Wyoming. Let's keep going. Watch this.
In a century, the story of the little people was just a tall tale to the pioneers. But in October 1932, amateur gold prospectors Cecil Maine and Frank Carr were exploring the San Pedro Mountains in Wyoming when they found an unusual mummy figure within a cave. It was 6 inches high and it was in a sitting position, like an Indian, the Indian sitting position. It had a flattened skull and brown skin with whips of gray hair coming from the back of the head. They believe it may have been part of the race of who?
8 minutes and 50 seconds. 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Now, in 1950, check this out. In 1950, Goodman brought the mummy to Dr. Paul Martin of the Chicago Museum of Natural History for an analysis. He took photos and x-rays of it. The x-rays revealed that it had a complete skeletal structure.
A complete what? Complete skeletal structure. So now your argument about partiality and they ain't even found full. Everything they found is partial. All that argument is out the window. Look at that. The x-rays revealed that it had a complete skeletal structure as well as a full set of teeth.
As well as a full set of teeth. So this wasn't no baby. This is the San Pedro mummy. Yeah. Or how about the Atacama skeleton? Look at that. Now, this is the Atacama man, right? And this is a wooden carving by the Aboriginals of Chile, where Acha was found. Look, you think they just made that up without seeing that? Okay. Look, source, Wikidocs. Ata is the common name given to a 6-inch long skeletal remain of a human fetus found in 2003, deserted in a Chilean town in the Atacama Desert. But watch this. During the DNA analysis by Nolan, the B2 mitochondrial DNA haplotype group was found in the remains. Haplogroups identify human genetic populations that often are associated distinctly with particular geographic regions around the globe. Combined with these alleles found in the mitochondrial DNA contained contained in the remains, the findings suggested that Ata is indigenous to the western region of South America. So, hate it or love it, it is now upon this brother to debunk the geneticists who have proven Atacama's man's genetics are indigenous to America. Let's show some archaeological proof little people existed in the Americas. But first, let's debunk Root Word's talking point on archaeology. He made a dumb claim that archaeology didn't exist before and was created by the Third Reich. And then he compounded that lie by saying that archaeology comes out of Copenhagen, per Root Word. Let's simply show how truly idiotic that statement is. Look, it couldn't have been created because per Britannica, the Third Reich, or official Nazi designation for the regime in Germany from January 1933 to 1945, 12 years. The Third Reich doesn't predate 1933, but when was archaeology invented? In ancient Mesopotamia, a foundation deposit of the Akkadian Empire of ruler Naram Sin circa 2200 BCE was discovered and analyzed by King Nabonidus of the Neo-Babylonian Empire circa 550 BCE, who is known as the first archaeologist. So in a word, Root Word, debunked. So in Run Wild, we've proven that the little people existed by proving, right? We found thousands of bones in graves in Tennessee, which are more than 200 years old, that the bones were human and fully grown adults. We've shown multiple mummies of little people of all different types, some with brown skin, sitting like Indians, from South and North America. We heard eyewitness testimony speak to the reality of these little people graves. And fifth, we debunked Root Word's entire talking point on archaeology.
5 minutes, big brother.
On archaeology. Now, when he said archaeology was created in Germany by the Third Reich in Copenhagen College, I hope he didn't bring that. Let's get into more. See, Root Word laughed at the book, The Cherokee Little People Are Real. But if he was a true scholar, he would have read it. Proof that he didn't read it, coupled with the fact that he believed archaeology was created by the Third Reich, is proof that Root Word is not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Had he actually read it, he would have seen these first-person eyewitness primary sources. Look, from the Sylvia Herald, Was Cherokee Little People Real? By Joyce Myers, and I quote her, by Mary Joyce. I kept everything word for word. I didn't want to cut anything out that might be important. She said most of the interviewees described seeing the tunnels in the vicinity of Western Carolina University McKee building. He said in the 1920s, Johnny Clayton said in the 1920s, he saw the tunnels near McKee firsthand during that building's construction in the 1930s. Middleton worked with the crew that was digging out McKee basement in the late 1940s and saw the tunnels then. J.E. Wheatley describes seeing 5 or 6 tunnels when he helped put in a sewer line on campus. Both Ralph Hooper and Grady Parker of Cullowhee Speedwell community recounted seeing the tunnels as schoolboys. This is the McKee building. But this is what Root don't know. Bones were said to be uncovered in connection with the removal of an Indian mound once located behind McKee, as well as the mounds on the tunnel site of Cullowhee Mountain. Some reports indicate that a WCU science teacher had a skull that he kept in his office or classroom. But look, though it was toddler sized, this is what he got out of the mound behind McKee. It was toddler sized. The skull was said to have a full set of teeth, including molars and wisdom teeth. Now, look how they do in the Aboriginal ancestor, though. Not only...
Yeah, go back a little bit, because that's important. You dig what I'm talking about? They got a mound in back of a building that they built in the on college in the 1930s. They removed a Indian mound. In the mound, they found bones of a toddler-sized human. But when they flaunted the head on this guy's desk, right? But when they looked at the skull not only had a full set of teeth with molars, it also had its wisdom teeth, showing that this is not a monkey. This is a very small man. And this is in the Carolinas.
So this skeletal remains had its bicuspids and molars.
Exactly.
All right,
so it ain't so that takes it out the realm of being an infant or a child.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Third Reich in Copenhagen College. I hope he didn't bring that. Let's get into more. See, Root Word laughed at the book, The Cherokee Little People Are Real. But if he was a true scholar, he would have read it. Proof that he didn't read it, coupled with the fact that he believed archaeology was created by the Third Reich, is proof that Root Word is.
Hey man, what you mean? When did he say that? Did he say that in this debate? The archaeology was invented by the Third Reich dealing with Hitler.
Yeah. He made that in the build up. You know what I mean? The pre-debate. He said archaeology was created in Copenhagen College, right? Which, by the way, just for anybody who want to know, Copenhagen College was created in 1479. Okay. So, he said that archaeology as a whole was created by the Third Reich in Germany at Copenhagen College. That was his claim.
Wow.
He was going to bring that in the debate. Now, one thing that I may have let him off the hook, being so gung-ho. You dig what I'm talking about? But I ain't gonna never not punch first. I'm gonna always punch first. So, because he would have tried to bring archaeology. So when I debunked archaeology, he didn't talk about it in the debate. So I took that whole little angle away from him. You know what I mean? So
all right, let me play.
It's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Had he actually read it, he would have seen these first-person eyewitness primary sources. Look, from the Sylvia Herald, Was Cherokee Little People Real? By Joyce Myers, and I quote her, by Mary Joyce. I kept everything word for word. I didn't want to cut anything out that might be important. She said most of the interviewees described seeing the tunnels in the vicinity of Western Carolina University McKee building. He said in the 1920s, Johnny Clayton said in the 1920s, he saw the tunnels near McKee firsthand during that building's construction in the 1930s. Middleton worked with the crew that was digging out McKee basement in the late 1940s and saw the tunnels then. J.E. Wheatley describes seeing 5 or 6 tunnels when he helped put in a sewer line on campus. Both Ralph Hooper and Grady Parker of Cullowhee Speedwell community recounted seeing the tunnels as schoolboys. This is the McKee building. But this is what Root don't know. Bones were said to be uncovered in connection with the removal of an Indian mound once located behind McKee, as well as the mounds on the tunnel site of Cullowhee Mountain. Some reports indicate that a WCU science teacher had a skull that he kept in his office or classroom. But look, though it was toddler sized, this is what he got out of the mound behind McKee. It was toddler sized, The skull was said to have a full set of teeth, including molars and wisdom teeth. Now, look how they do in the Aboriginal ancestor, though. Not only did they tear into his grave and desecrate his final resting place, but to add insult to injury, his head was flaunted as a glorified human trophy. But the worst part is Root Word's eagerness to stay willfully ignorant to the vast antiquity and genetic diversity of Aboriginal history, which allows the colonizers today to continue to usurp, codify, and define our Aboriginal history for us. For instance, the paleface says little people aren't real. And people like Root Words, through their soul-crippling levels of cognitive dissonance, just regurgitate uncritically what they've been indoctrinated with. See, literally flaunting their ignorance and doing so with a laugh and a smile. But I digress. See, y'all got to remember that the title of this debate is Little People, Are They Real or Not?
Remember the title. Remember the title, man. Like that. That's one thing that happens whenever we do these debates. People forget the title. The title is, are they real or not? It ain't about who they're related to, who their closest ancestor is. Are they real or are they not? Remember that.
The answer is yes. And by using a preponderance of the evidence, that's what I'm doing. How many minutes we got left?
You got 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Now, in the next round, right, we're going to get into showing that these little people are not only Aboriginal to the Americas, but like all Aboriginals, they're Aboriginal to the place that they come.
You see that? So Kyle kept you in the Americas the first round. Second round, he starts showing you, hey, look, it ain't just evidence of them in America. They all over the place. So if the debate is about are they real or not, what Root Word has to do and come behind any of that is to prove that everything that Cal just produced is false. He got to show that no, the bones are false, the article is false, the eyewitness accounts are false. All that is false. In order for him to successfully win this debate, he got to disprove everything Cal just said. He has to disprove it. We watch this.
From worldwide. And with that said, I'm going to let the rest go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to Cosmic Cal with the fire first round. We're about to get ready to get into the next segment of the show, man. You already know Root Words. Get ready to get your screen put together.
Hey, and what Cal P put together was real easy to understand. If y'all agree, throw a vortex up in the chat. It wasn't hard. He wasn't over nobody's head with it. He went to first-hand testimonials, newspaper articles, various sources, you know what I mean? Bones, archaeology, and proved his position.
And then showed a dwarf and a midget are not the same thing.
And then showed, that's right. And always remember that, y'all. Remember that. Now we know if somebody's talking about a dwarf and if somebody's talking about a midget, if they really know what they're talking about, it's not the same thing, right? Both are short, but one is disproportionate. The other, guess what? Is proportionate. It's just a very, very short little person, meaning their arms and their limbs and their legs and everything else is proportionate, evenly distributed. You know what I mean? With a dwarf, that's not the case. You got something else you want to say, bro?
No, let's go ahead and get this over with.
Now, here come this madness. Let's watch.
Together, brother. Get ready to get it put together. And let's get it, family. Let's get it, Root. Let's get it.
See, my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet.
Root words must have.
See, my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back. Got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it.
Bad internet.
When the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God, bro. Too much fake love. The snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it. That's how God, bro. Yeah, the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God, bro.
Alrighty. Shout out to everybody that's in the
Ooh, that was spooky.
We waiting on Root Words to get his screen together, get his stuff ready. We got your timer ready to go. This is Root Words versus Cosmic Cow. Did the little people exist in America, and did they build and leave anything behind? Let's get it.
Now you said first off that my screen right there. You said that we get like a 5 minutes intro or some shit like that.
Yeah, you get a 5-minute intro on top of your 15, so I'm gonna give you a full 20 minutes, so you can go straight into all of them and run it concurrent.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Let's go.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Time starting.
There we go. First off, I'd like to say this debate is to see whether there are or there was little people in America. Little motherfuckers, man. This is really what we on. This is really what we talking about. Little motherfuckers. Right? But in this debate, we're going to have to understand what little people are. I don't think people understand really what little people are. So first, I'm going to go over the subject human versus midget and the understanding of dwarfism, and let people understand pygmy is none of these. Pygmies are humans. They're not midgets or dwarfs.
The way he just Cal, talk to it.
That don't even make no damn sense. A midget is a human. A dwarf is a human. And look, it's backwards. While a dwarf can be a pygmy because it's under 4'10", right? Mm-hmm. A dwarf has a genetic disproportion of body limbs, opposite to what actually a midget and a pygmy are. Both of them have proportionate body limbs. Now you'll see in my rebuttal how I used his source to cut that. Because remember, I already showed that dwarves and midgets are not the same.
Right. So
he's trying to prove my point, except he's trying to say midgets are dwarves. And on top, they're not human.
Okay.
Watch this.
Dwarfs, according to science. But I have other sources I'm going into. I'm just getting to the first one right off rip because 15 minutes, damn, that ain't shit. But anyway, when we go into the first subject, I'm going to go over the human versus the midget and the understanding of dwarfism. That bullshit pygmy with that stuff pygmy that don't nobody understand, or what I'm saying. First, we got to go to a human height chart.
Pause it right there.
Here are my sources down here at the bottom that we will.
You lost. Anything that is a pygmy that is under 4'10". There are 7 people. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on this chart. There are 8 people on the chart. 5 of them are 4.5 feet and under. They are all little people. These are bones that have been found and proven to exist in the human genome. Look right at the top. This is a human height chart.
Facts.
We got a guy 7'7". We got a guy 7 foot. We got an average guy. He's about 5'9". But then look. We got a little person, 3'5", little person, 2'7", little person, 2'6", little person, 4'5", little person, 1'8". You lost. If you show that there are little people anywhere, especially in the Americas, you lost. Guess what? The human height chart already recognizes this people. And if there is a human height chart, guess what? It's part of the Human Genome Project. So that means, guess what? They've already done the genetic work on it to prove it's a human. This is dumb, but let's go further.
We'll go over to understand, to be a dwarf, you have to have some type of disease.
Correct. Now
it's
look,
not people under.
Hold on. What? To be a dwarf, you do have to have a disease. But a midget and a dwarf are both short people. The only difference is, right? Both the dwarf and the midget are little people. But the difference is between a midget or pygmy, right, and a dwarf is the dwarf has a genetic disease. The pygmy or the midget doesn't.
Right.
Now watch him keep conflating the two terms. Watch this.
And here go my sources down here at the bottom that we will go over to understand. To be a dwarf, you have to have some type of disease. And it's not people under 4'11". I'm gonna prove that that's a farce right here. But here we go. First, here go people that is 1'8", people that are 2'6", people that are 2'7", people that are 3'6". Now they're going to say dwarfism is a statue that results from a genetical or medical condition. So I'm proving that anything y'all see that's called a dwarf has to have a what? A what? Okay. What? It has to have a genetic or medical condition.
Is this debate about dwarfs? The debate is not about dwarfs. The debate is about little people.
Little people real.
It's about, are they real? Right?
Yep.
We already showed that dwarfs got a genetic disorder. So what does it have to do with the people who are proportionate?
He's buying time.
Let's get to it.
Dwarfism generally defined as an adult height as 4'10". I'm gonna show y'all.
Hold on 1 second.
I'm gonna show y'all here in my skit.
Are those little people he's pointing at? Just asking y'all. If hold on, I want y'all to put this in the chat, right? If y'all see them 4 arrows of that person that's 1'8", the person that's 2'6", 7, and was that 3'5"? You did a 3'5". Hey, if you believe that those are little people, hit me with a 1 in the chat. If those are little people, the one that he's showing, you dig what I'm talking about? If you know that those are little people he's pointing at on that human height chart, hit me with a 1. I see the ones coming in. You dig what I'm talking about? My people know what they're looking at.
Don't have a genetic or medical condition. Now these Europeans gonna switch it up and say the average height among dwarfism is 4 feet. They switched it up from around this right here. They switched it up from around 5 foot. So this person right here, they say, oh, that's a dwarf because of their height. You cannot be a dwarf cause of height. You have to be a dwarf cause of genetic and medical condition. Now I'm going over my sources. Dwarfism. My first one coming from the Mayo Clinic. You know these European doctors, which I give them credit. Okay, fine. You cannot have a race of dwarfism according to medical people because it's a medical condition. a medical condition. And there are two types of dwarfism, which we'll get into a second. But people don't like to be called dwarfs or midgets because it's a slander. It's sensitive. Some people just say short stature and little people. But that's dealing with dwarfism. People, you have to have a
look at his source. Proportionate dwarfism. So that means there's a dwarfism that exists. So the term dwarf must not be taxonomic. You dig what I'm talking about? It deals with a disease. It has actually nothing to do with if this is a human or not. It deals with, or if this person is short. It's obviously short. It deals with body proportion length.
That's right. You have to have Mayo's clinical thing to be. Dwarfism is a short stature result in the genetic and medical condition. Before I get on the pygmy, I bet y'all can't name one pygmy with a genetic or medical condition.
That's exactly my point.
Presentation.
Say it again.
That's exactly my point. There ain't no pygmies with body dysmorphation. You dig what I'm talking about? Or improper body length. You dig what I'm talking about? Long torso, short legs. You dig what I'm talking about? It doesn't happen like that in a pygmy. Why? Because the pygmies don't have a genetic disorder. See, dwarfism happens in populations of regular sized people, right? Dwarfism is a retrogenetic disorder. It's rare, right? And it happens among populations of average to above average people, right? Roughly 1 to 2 in every 200,000. You dig what I'm talking about? Well, I'd say, yeah, about roughly that. And it's just the fact that these people are a small pocket of genes coming out of an average sized people. But the pygmy is already a little people who admix and interbreed back in with other small people. So their progeny stays small also without any disorder. They're both nonetheless little people, but one has a misshapen body and one look regular.
Got you. Okay.
As I was showing the people that all these people right here that are under 4 foot, under 5 foot, cannot be proven to be dwarfs unless they have a genetic medical condition. But
we're not trying to prove that they're dwarfs. We're trying to prove that they're little people.
15 minutes.
Hell yeah. When we get the...
Say it again, Kyle.
We're not proving that they're dwarfs. We're proving that they're little people.
That's not the topic.
Pygmies. They say pygmies. This is the let me make sure. This is etymology. Pygmies are a fabulous race of dwarfs. How the fuck they gonna be dwarfs if they don't have a excuse my French, how can they medically, how can they anthropologic, genetic, any science you put to it, how can they be classed as dwarfs if they don't have no medical issue? None. Period. Capiche? How? How? You just can't be called 410, but I'm gonna keep on going and prove that. I'm just trying to discredit pygmies from being dwarfs. I'm trying to discredit that these little people over here could do anything because they had a medical condition. But keep on going though. Let's keep on going though. Let's keep on going though. I'm going back to my sources that I'm looking up for the pygmy so I can prove that they're not dwarfs. Let me erase these on my screen and keep on going. Pygmy. Bow. Pygmy. The pygmy people. I'm disconnecting that stuff. Everybody don't know what they're talking about. In anthropology.
Pay attention.
Pygmy peoples. Blah, blah, blah. They say they're short in stature.
That boy said blah, blah, blah.
What would y'all listen? They would listen. This is how I know they hold me to a higher standard. Because if I got up there personally and said blah, blah, blah through any round whatsoever, if blah, blah, blah ever came out my mouth, y'all would say Kosmon tripping. Oh, he lost. He had him so confused. He was saying blah, blah, blah. This is how you know one person is the master, one person is the student, one person the teacher, one person is the scholar. I could have never in a million years got up there and said blah, blah, blah.
You hear me?
Vampires don't say no blah, blah, blah.
I was like, what the hell is this boy?
This is crazy. Listen, he would instantly, if you went anywhere scholastic and got up there at any time in the debate and said blah, 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 you lost.
Yeah. I mean, to be real with yourself, absolutely.
Could you imagine Robert Eisenman and let's just say Richard Carrier getting up there saying blah, blah, blah
during a debate?
During a debate, listen, that is insane. He lost. Listen, it get worse. Wait till the third round.
Yeah,
this just his first round. If you think he really confused by the third round,
watch this.
A short statue for populations in which adult men are average less than average. So some of them average more than 4'11" in height.
No, they don't.
I'm discrediting.
Listen, that's the opposite of what it say. That's the opposite of what it says. It says, look, I get into this though. Pygmyism is used to describe the phenotype or how a person looks of an endemic short stature, as opposed to the disproportionate dwarfism. So pygmyism and dwarfism, right in his source, are not the same thing.
Flat out.
And look what it say. Dwarfism occurring in isolated cases in a population. Because look, for populations in which the adult man or men are on average less. So the average man is less than 4'11". So that means the average one is probably about 4'8". In a society where your men top out most likely at 4'10" on average. That means it's a whole bunch of 4'4" niggas, 4'5s, 4'6s, 4'7s, 4'8s.
There's a whole bunch of tall Chinese niggas.
Come on, man, but that's not the overwhelming.
Jackie Chan 5'1".
Come on. He right off that. He ain't but 3 inches. You dig what I'm talking about? So, you know, it's crazy. You dig what I'm talking about? It's crazy that in his own source, it shows that pygmies are from populations in which their men are on average
4'11". It says it right there.
less.
Yep. For population, which adult men are on average. Yeah.
Less. That's in his source. I bring that up. You dig what I'm talking about, Bless, bro?
I'm discrediting them from, I'm discrediting them from that. I'm discrediting them from that.
From what?
I am discrediting them from, what would you call it? I'm discrediting them from.
I'm discrediting him from a whatchamacallit.
From dwarfism. They cannot be dwarfs. Impossible. Because right here, it don't say nothing about them having a medical condition, nigga. I mean, brothers and sisters.
Facts.
Let me go to my next little.
That's my point.
Pygmy peoples of Africa. Let me make sure we go to the pygmy peoples of Africa. There you go. African pygmies. And let's see if they have any medical conditions to be classified as dwarfism or dwarfs. No, they don't. All you do is just look through this. No, they don't. Look at them. None of these people look like dwarfs. They look like me and you, just short and short hair. And no, they don't look like us, but they resemble us. None of these people are dwarfs.
Real quick.
You cannot connect these people to the little people.
Are those, listen, those men are all on average way less than 4'10". On average, every single one of those men are about 4'8". Those are the Mbuti of and also called the Baka of the Congo, right? And they got some cousins that live by them that's even smaller. That's them 3'6" people that they was talking about in the human chart. They over there in the Congo in Africa. But in a debate called Are Little People Real? You show a whole village of under 4'10" men.
Right.
And then try to tell us and explain away that these people are not real. So if anybody think that you dig what I'm talking about, he has proved this point that little people are not somehow real when he showed you the genetics that they are.
And just showed you a whole village.
Showed you a whole village of little itty bitty little dancing niggas. And look, they're proportionate. If I didn't tell you they was short, you wouldn't know it.
Exactly. They're proportionate.
There's nobody to judge them against. You know why? Because their whole population is small. You can't judge that. They don't know they small until they come into somebody else that's really very tall. Dog in the Hat, probably one of the tallest niggas in the village. Look at the dude next to him. He eyes and forehead taller than him. And he is under 4'10". The man with the hat on is 4'10". How tall is the dude next to him in the white shirt?
Shit, 4'8".
Easy. Easy. But we wouldn't know that just by looking at it until you can contrast a taller person next to him. But these people are proportionate. Pygmies. AKA little people. Where does the stock come from then if little people didn't exist? If there was only all big niggas? Only average people forever. There's only been average people. You dig what I'm talking about? Your creator is in a box. He can't make a tall nigga nor a little nigga.
Right.
You dig what I'm talking about? Your God a punk. He ain't got no imagination.
Right.
Huh? That's what your creator did. He just stopped making, he just made y'all all average. The thing is, y'all supposed to be the big people.
Nowhere, because all them people was dwarfs with medical conditions, and I'm gonna prove that. But I'm trying to disconnect what y'all think dwarf people is and short people and pygmy people is. Y'all don't know what you're talking about because y'all are not putting medical conditions with people. And these people could never be dwarfs or short people like y'all saying because they don't have a medical condition. Let me go to my last one. Oh, already did that one. Bow. I went to my
his whole look at his this is his debating. This is his debate document. He's literally going through Wikipedia.
That's a good reason because I do not like mine drawing.
All I did was look up there at the top to see what he pulled, and I went and pulled it. Since it was the very first thing that came up on Wikipedia, it was easy to debunk it.
Ooh,
he went to the first thing and just said pygmies and everything. He never took into account that these stories are everywhere in the world. So everybody lying except you.
All right, exactly.
Everybody lying except you, because everybody else said they seen them.
I know. You can use your pen.
Your grandmama said they was real, not mine.
Watch this.
Let me go back to my presentation.
Two things coming.
Start from that current slide.
So I got a little pen.
I wish I knew I had an extra 5 minutes. Jesus. Now, when we understand that.
Well, I'm gonna have
that's a 5 feet. That's what they're saying a dwarfism is. But when you look at really dwarfism, see, they're putting this person that's like 4'6", 4'7", 4'5". Oh, that's a dwarf. And you just can't call this person a dwarf if they don't have a genetic and medical condition. Now we're going to get to.
Is there just water in here? No.
The real understanding of it, how I'm manipulating this.
Notice he said he's manipulating it.
How tall? See, y'all over here. How long I got left? Never mind. How tall?
You got 10 minutes. 10 minutes and 25 seconds.
How tall to be a midget? So y'all understanding why they dismissed midget. Why they dismissed it. They just said that they just dismissed it. The term midget is often used as a derogatory label. They did this around 1994 because they're trying to throw in this dwarfism and connect it to Africa, Utu Part 2 dude, and to the pygmy people. And I'm trying to disconnect all of it. The term midget is what a dwarf is. But anyway, but to be exact, does it mean? According to Merriman, a midget is a person proportionally abdominal because of the pathological condition and genetic abnormality. And especially.
Remember, the debate is about if little people are real. His source is proving that they are real. Listen, that's what I'm saying. It's like we're not paying attention to the topic of the debate. The debate is Did the little people exist? And did they build anything?
It probably will.
In the Americas. Remember that. Watch this.
No, you have butter right there.
One whose height does not extend 4'10". I mean 4'10". So I don't give a fuck if you do. I don't care if you are 4'10" or less. You have to have a genetic abnormality.
Watch the profanity.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I apologize. Thank you. Understanding midget height is important as it can help us understand and support those who have been labeled as midgets. To understanding midget height, we have to look at the data. Several medical studies have examined average height and those labeled as midgets. Now, hear this out, because this is going against their science. For example, in 2016, study published in the journal Human Genetics found that the average height of adults with dwarfism is 4'2". 4'2". In addition, the medical studies, online resources such as Little People, I'm going to show you what the grounds of being Little People of America website. Little People of America website provide information on the heights of midgets. This website states that the average height of an adult with dwarfism, midget, dwarfism is 4 feet. So when we talk about little people, let's go talk to the Little People of America Association that's saying it ain't 4'11", like we all been talking. It's 4 foot.
Make chocolate chip cookies.
It's also helpful to compare that the average height of midgets is the average heights around the average heights around the world. According to the WHO, World Health Organization, the global average heights of adults age 18 to 49 is 5'3". This shows that midgets are significantly shorter than the global average. So see, they saying 5'11" is people. I'm saying, come on, man, that's 3 inches than the global average. The global average. Unfortunately, there are many misconceptions about midget height.
So,
I'm trying to dismiss the 4'11". Trying to dismiss it. That's no such thing as that shit. All y'all tricked. I'm going off medical shit. This is what the medics say, and the Little People of America Association.
The crazy part is just say the opposite.
no.
The crazy part is it says the exact opposite. The source says opposite of what he's saying.
Yeah, that's
What I'm saying, bro, it's like
he spent it around when the people was just slow enough to just be dumb enough, and he laughed and talked long enough.
So now we're going to go back to, this is what they're saying. People under 5 foot. See, this is the 5 foot scale right here, these little lines. This person is 4'5". They're going to say he's a dwarf just because that motherfucker is under 4'5". But after my readings and after what I done read, it's going to change it. It's going to change the height to 4 feet. Now that person that's over 4'5" ain't a dwarf no more. They're just an average ass human like this Asian woman and this cave beast. Oops, I mean, my fault. I mean, Little Kim. Little Kim, and I mean still the cave. I mean, Danny DeVito and these other people that are under 4'10". Well, let's see how Little Kim, the real Little Kim, look. I don't know about the last Little Kim. That Little Kim from Asia. Let's look at the Brooklyn Little Kim. She is 4'11".
Oh, that time.
Danny DeVito is 4'10". Y'all can't call them dwarfs just like the whole nation of pygmy because they don't have any kind of medical conditions. Now let's look at Snooki, who's 4'9". Let's look at Nikki Blonsky, who's 4'10". Everybody know Tiny. So y'all saying that just because she got wide shoulders, she's a dwarf?
Yeah.
And let's look at the.
Notice I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying they're not dwarves. I'm saying those people would be are considered pygmies.
right.
Little people.
Yeah.
Because they're evenly proportioned.
Evenly proportioned, and they 4'10" and under, right?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I mean, look, easy to understand. So once you understand that, and then you listen to this cat talk, it's like,
You don't know this.
nigga, you being disingenuous, and your sources are proving the point of discussion.
Right. Your
Remember,
sources
it's about
say
if they're real or not.
right.
The other lady, Christine. So I hope that I prove my point that the pygmy race is not
The pygmy who? Remember, he said ain't no race.
He said ain't no race. They can't be. He said what he say. They can't be the cancer people. Cognitive dissonance, bro.
dwarfs. They're regular humans, and I'm gonna show you little people, and this is my outro.
Ain't that my point that they regular people?
Yep.
My point is that they are regular people. This ain't even nothing special.
Listen, the topic of the debate is if they're real.
Come on.
That's it.
You showing real little people.
And if they built anything.
Now, the way he was supposed to try to come and attack this was just show myth. Just show myth, and you dig what I'm talking about? That would have been the actual scientific way to debate this, to say, well, it's all myth.
Right.
You can't then turn around and say there are no little people and then show little people. You can't have it both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Not in a debate. Maybe at Burger King, but not in a debate. Not in a debate, you can't.
There are no little people. I heard my source shows it's little people.
Yeah, there are none. They aren't real. And they gotta have a disease. So what are the little people who don't?
Help there, Birdie?
No. Don't think so.
List of.
Look, bro, he Googling in the fucking debate.
Oh, wow.
He Googling in the debate. You lost, bro.
Y'all heard this? That means he wasn't even prepared, y'all.
He wasn't prepared.
He's sharing his screen and he's Googling during the debate.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had all this. Here it is, though. It's that easy. These are real small people, and this is what I'm trying to say. Anybody under 4'4", 4'5", and there's an actor and everybody, they are mentally handicapped.
You didn't know.
So if there was little people in America, that was 1 out of 360,000 people that catch this little man syndrome that's called midget.
Now look at it.
And you have to be.
Look at it. That, my friends, is a dwarf. Yeah, I take a pair. That, my friends, is a dwarf.
And that's not your talking point, right?
No. My thing is people under 4'11" who are proportionally sized. Pygmy, little people. No, not with a limb disproportion, like this guy. But then he take
no with it. You have to be diagnosed with it.
4 minutes and 30 seconds, Ro.
And since I'm glad I got the extra 30 seconds. I thought I was gonna need 2 minutes. That's all I need, and I hope I'll prove. Here go. Okay, 4 minutes. I just need another minute. Because I cheated with that. 1 more minute. I'm trying to show people, little people, These are real little people. And don't think these people went around the world and did nothing. There never was a race of these people. These people have a genetic and a disability, and it comes one out of every like 290,000 people. So I'm dismissing the whole information of pygmies are.
The debate is if they're real.
Dwarfs. No, pygmies are humans.
Right. But
And to be a dwarf, you have to have a medical condition and short like this. And that's just my first round. That's it. That's just the first round. Trying to say that, look, all they're trying to do is connect pygmy and trying to connect all this stuff, and they cannot connect it. The whole science is wrong. And this might have been the boringest round. I was just trying to disconnect pygmy and let people understand what really dwarfism is, because I don't think nobody really did know under the medical terms. And I digress off that first round. I digress.
A little over. And then you might.
The crazy part is Cal is not claiming dwarfism. He's saying little people. Dwarfism is short people that are not proportioned right, dealing with their limbs. Little people are short people who are proportioned right.
What kind is it?
I mean, it's simple. It's a simple premise. I didn't want to make it too hard to understand. You dig what I'm talking about? Because it's really an easy thing. They both short people, one misshapen, one not. If your audience not smart enough to get that, that's really not on me. That's not on the teacher. That's not on the teacher at that point. You dig what I'm talking about? So,
all right, let's watch this.
No, because he's just so different from what you're
Yeah, it's PM, man. Shout out to Root Words and Cosmic Cal. I do got a special announcement for up and coming debate that you're gonna see here in a minute. So stay tuned in here for that. You're gonna get a special announcement. We got the first round downs going into the second round. Cosmic Cal going into his second fucking round, you guys. Let's get right into it. Cosmic Cal ready to put into that work.
See, my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back. Got niggas who ran when we caught it.
Shout out to my brother Cosmic Cal, man. We got you on the screen. Let's get your time locked in. You ready to go? You got your 5-minute rebuttal and your 15-minute round. So you got a full 20.
This the rebuttal. This the rebuttal right here.
I'm just running all together, so it's gonna be a full 20 minutes. So
yeah, go ahead. Now, they got a saying in the debate, in the debating, scene out here in the YouTube streets called "Pseudos die by their sources." So while Root Words was, putting in that little. Basically he Wikipedia'd everything. So I'm pulling his sources and going to debunk him with his own source in the debate. This is his Wikipedia source he just showed you. And he talked past this, right? Because he tried to say dwarfs and pygmies are the same thing. But look, right in his source, the term pygmyism is used to describe the phenotype of endemic short stature. Look, as opposed to, that means different, to the disproportionate dwarfism occurring in isolated cases in population, right? And right here, this is where he killed himself, because he kept saying, oh, well, pygmies, it don't mean that you under 4'11". Well, right in your source, it say, for populations in which adult men are on average less than 4'11".
Just like my kid.
Bag drop.
Ooh-wee.
Bag drop.
Ooh-wee. His own sources, right?
He pulled it.
Oh, remember I made the bean and ham?
He pulled that right in his sources, so that pygmies are under 4'11" on average for their men.
And him reading it proves that little people are real.
Fact.
Watch this. Hold on, let's share this. Because remember, this is about little people. Pygmies are little people, right? No disease like a dwarf, right? So pygmy means a tribe of people whose average height for adults is less than 4'11". But the most important part is this thing he showed. He showed this thing. This proved that science already know. Look at this. There is regularly a people under 3 feet. This 3'6". This 2'7". They found these people. Not no monkey. These are men. 2'6", 4'5". This is a pygmy. They even got one that's 1'8". Huh? But we went and showed some of that already. But let's get back to this thing. Because see, remember, the title of this debate is little people or are they real or not? His whole first round proved it. Yeah. He even showed his chart that science has proved that these people have been found. Huh? Don't let root word turn you into a monkey and move you from the continent. See, the answer is yes. And by using a preponderance of evidence, which is what I'm here to prove, right? But these people are not only aboriginal to the Americas, they aboriginal to the world. We can even go to the other side of the globe. Have you ever heard of the Machinec? Have you ever heard of the city of the Machinec? AKA the city of the dwarves? And while we're there, let's meet the Machinec mummy of Persia, right? It says many of the artifacts, right? And this is from dailymysteries.com. Many of the artifacts, tools, and furnaces here, as well as the height of the doorways or ceilings and the width of tunnels and the numerous stone and clay houses, were all found to have been made specifically for inhabitants estimated to have averaged only around 3 to 4 feet in height, a veritable real-life race of dwarves, although no one knows who they were or why they should have been such diminutive stature. Right? Look at this thing. Look at this little thing. However, in August of 2005, the discussion and debate on dwarf city of Machinec received more fuel for the fire when what appeared to be a mummified body of a strange individual measuring only 25 centimeters in length was found here. Or how about the most famous little people in modern history? Y'all know who that is? Remember, the root word said that they never did find the full skull. Well, let me show y'all. This is Homo floresiensis, right? Homo floresiensis, or Flores man, is an extinct species of small archaic human that inhabited the island of Flores, Indonesia. Look. Partial skeletons of at least 9 individuals have been found and discovered, including one complete skull referred to as LB1. Right? Now, remember, root word claimed that there was no complete skull found. Debunked. Right? It says the hominid was first considered to be remarkable for its survival until recent times, thought to be 12,000 years ago. However, more extensive stratigraphic and chronological work has pushed the date of the most recent evidence of this existence back to 50,000 years ago. The Homo floresiensis skeletal material is now dated from 60 to 100,000 years ago, with stone tool evidence going back to 50 to 190,000 years ago. So notice that the metric dating alone predates and debunks any migratory theory known to man. The fact is that deeper and deeper we dig into antiquity, the more aboriginal and copper-colored everything becomes. This has become a great stumbling block in the Western world's white supremacist view of human evolution. So what do they do to explain away the findings? They simply make you into a monkey, like what RootWords is trying to do through taxonomic identification. And then what happens? The Smithsonian enters the scene, and magically you just disappear into the annals of time and lore. But
13 minutes, big bro. 13 minutes.
Okay. But even though the overall racist ideology continues to dominate the mindset of most modern scholars and even RootWord, modern genetics have debunked many of their racist talking points, bringing the ancient little people back into a realm of reality. Source, science.org. The brain of LB1, right? Homo floresiensis. It said Homo floresiensis, the brain of Homo floresiensis was assessed and compared by comparing a virtual endocast from the type specimens of LB1 with endocast against great apes, Homo erectus, Homo sapien, a human pygmy, a human microcephalic, which he calls a dwarf, right? Also a pygmy though. STS5, Australopithecus africanicus, and specimen number 7 WT1700 Paranthropus ethiopicus. So morphometric, which means the skull, and allometric, which means the skull and how it in the brain, how it sits. And shape data indicate that LB1, Homo floresiensis, was not a dwarf, a microcephalic, or a pygmy. He was neither. LB1's brain body size ratio scales is like that of an Australopithecine, but
hey, my bad, Cal. I had to step away for a minute. How far back you want me to go?
No. You good right there. You good right there. I wanted to show that Homo floresiensis was not a pygmy or a dwarf.
Okay.
Right? And that this is an archaic human. Right? Not some little monkey man running around
This ain't planet
somewhere.
This ain't
Yeah,
this
this ain't Caesar. You dig what I'm talking about? This is not Caesar. This is a little itty bitty little man.
Gotcha. Okay, here we go.
Its endocast shape resembles that of Homo erectus. LB1 has derived frontal and temporal lobes and a lunate sulcus in a derived position, which are consistent with capabilities for higher cognitive processing. Guess who else has a derived frontal and temporal lobes and a lunate sulcus in a derived position? You do. Which proves right there that these ain't no monkeys. These are thinking men who are not microcephalic or pygmies. They just little.
Bag drop.
These scientific results alone debunks RootWord's whole talking point, right? Because remember, this the guy who's arguing my point that dwarves and midgets or pygmies aren't the same thing, right? So these results, right, alone debunk his whole talking point without the shadow of a doubt. These were not microcephalic or dwarfish men or pygmies, but a race of intelligent, little proportionate people, as your chart showed. This also destroys any assertion that these little people were little more than apes, as evolutionary science and RootWords is trying to convince y'all of during this debate. The trick they played on RootWord and the populace is that they made y'all believe that the older a people are, somehow the dumber they must be.
Bag drop right there.
Calls itself RootWords, and yet RootWord didn't
Go
even
back
know
a little bit, bro.
the definition of the word pygmy. Shout out to Truth 111 Truth, who taught him what a pygmy was, and yet he's still up here trying to debate the fact that all pygmies, look, using his own source, are who taught him what a pygmy was. which proves
About right there.
Yeah. Just play it a little forward.
Right there that these ain't no monkeys. These are thinking men who are not microcephalic or pygmies. They just little. These scientific results alone debunks root word's whole talking point, right? Because remember, this the guy who's arguing my point that dwarves and midgets or pygmies aren't the same thing, right?
Y'all remember that? Root word is now arguing Cal's talking point. Right? Cal been saying from the jump that the pygmies and the dwarfs and they're not the same thing. They're both short. It's just one is proportioned evenly through the limbs and one is not.
Facts.
That's what that's Kosmon Cal's talking point. And remember the topic of the debate, y'all. The topic of the debate is, did the little people exist? And did they build anything? Dealing with America. Watch this.
So these results, right, alone debunk his whole talking point without the shadow of a doubt. These were not microcephalic or dwarfish men or pygmies, but a race of intelligent, little proportionate people, as your chart showed. This also destroys any assertion that these little people were little more than apes, as evolutionary science and root words is trying to convince y'all of during this debate. The trick they played on root word and the populace is that they made y'all believe that the older a people are, somehow the dumber they must be.
Right there.
The funny part is the brother calls
right there. See, instantly you dig what I'm talking about, and they do this with us. When they find something that they can't explain, right? They instantly either shift it to somebody else or say these were put you in some type of ill status, that you were a savage monkey people 10,000 years ago. You got to remember, the people who have usurped and created these taxonomic identifications didn't exist. It didn't exist on the planet at the time we're talking about. So you got your sons trying to tell their grandfather their history. They always, soon as you, this is why they instantly, when they seen the pyramids, oh, white people had to do that. No way these niggers could do that. They're too dumb. They're monkeys. Ain't that what he telling y'all? That y'all evolutionary monkeys? That mean if you was a monkey, with his, before that, you was some little type of shrew. Before that, you was a fish. Before that, you was some type of amoeba. Do you believe that? The crazy part is these are supposed to be aboriginals who don't believe in evolution, but he argued evolution all night. Cognitive dissonance. So understand. I want y'all to understand. They say he won this debate. I want y'all to remember that. He didn't actually win the debate. He won the popularity contest. These people would have voted for him whether he won or lost. You see what I'm saying? So when they lose, nah. He still showed some stuff. You know what I mean? Even though it really didn't make no sense, but let's go forward.
Root words, and yet root word didn't even know the definition of the word pygmy. Shout out to Truth 111 Truth, who taught him what a pygmy was, and yet he's still up here trying to debate the fact that all pygmies, look, using his own source, are under 4'11". Right? He didn't know that the pygmy is a taxonomic identification for unusually small people. He ignorantly touted that if there are pygmies, they must come from Africa, Kosmon. But I digress. No. Basically, what he's doing is applying the out of Africa theory onto Aboriginal people again. See, you worse than a Pan-African. You worse than one. See, at least their claim is that we Africans somehow because we share similar skin tones. You're using a person's height to remove them from the African continent. I mean, from the American continent. Root word, the colonizer would be proud of you at your lack of scholarly astuteness.
9 minutes.
Let's debunk this once and for all. Let's show using genetics that the pygmy people of Africa and the little people of the Americas are not even the same genetic.
Pause it. Right there. Right there. We just showed that there is genetic proof. We're about to get into it. That the African pygmy and the little people of the Americas, first of all, have been tested. You can't test something that's not real. And not only are they tested, these people are known throughout society and science. Right? This was a head. He was fighting from the spirit after this point. Because when you go genetically and show that the genetics have been done and tested, and then you prove that the little people you trying to connect us to in Africa are not even the same little people that's in America. They total different people. Genetically. There ain't no comeback from this. Let it play real quick.
Stock from Springer.com, the analysis of GC polymorphisms in human populations from iso-electrofocusing on the polychromolide gels. Demonstration of subtypes of the GC1 allele and of additional GC1 variants. He don't know what the GC1 is, but we gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. Yeah. I'm saying that the little man of America and the little man of Africa, not even the same people. For the study of the group of specific component GC system, the serum examples were exampled by polychromide gel electrophoresis and by the newly developed immunofixation iso-electrofocusing procedure. Thereby, a greater extent of polymorphic variation was revealed than was known previously. The allele GC1, which determines height, could be subdivided into alleles of GC1F and GC1S. Look, this is the key. The distribution of GC1A subtypes was different, very different in the three populations. Oh, wait a minute. There are three populations of little people? Where they at? Pygmies in Africa. Where? Where else? Amerindians. You lost. And Pyreneans, which are from Spain, right? They're example, and they're what? Very different. But look, key, the new variants of GC1 and GC2 genes were also described in the Amerindian and the Pygmy population, respectively. So the Amerindian has a GC1 and the African Pygmy has a GC2 variant. Bang, drop. Headshot. I hope you got your click clacks on. You're going to look good in that body bag. See, they don't even have the same genetic makeup. So no, just because you're called a Pygmy doesn't make you an African. See, today, as we move further away from mental colonization of scientific racism, classification, and ideology, I find it funny that today modern people are called Homo sapiens sapien, right? We see here the definition of Homo sapiens sapien is why human. wise human, homo meaning human, sapien meaning wise. And yet, when applied to Aboriginal Americans, think about this. When they apply Homo sapiens sapien to Aboriginal Americans, eugenics science and root word use Homo sapien as a tool to dehumanize us. Let that sink in a second. That's only done to us.
So
the farther you go back, only you turn into a monkey somehow. Yeah, right. So without the shadow of a doubt, we've proven that the little people are not only Aboriginal to the Americas, but they are Aboriginal to the world. Also showing that just because you're called a pygmy does not mean you're from Africa. It just means you're short. Also, we've debunked through genetics that the little people of America and the pygmy of Africa, we've shown that they aren't even of the same genetic stock. So pay attention, people. Just because my opponent is completely unaware of these talking points does not mean that you must remain in ignorance with him. I'm not asking you to believe all the scientific and historical proofs I've shown. I'm asking you to scrutinize these objective facts and judge for yourself if I'm telling the 100% truth. And then you make your own mind up. But remember, a debate is not about what we believe. It's about what we can prove. And what root word hasn't been able to prove. Actually, he came up here and proved the opposite, that there was a people. What
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay. What root word hasn't been able to prove all night long is that these little people didn't exist. And remember that this is his whole purpose in this debate. Not talk about archaeology. You got to talk about the people. You got to prove they didn't exist. You got to fight these bones.
Right.
Huh? See, root word is truly the new age Marcus Garvey. He the new age Marcus Garvey, y'all. Just another opinionated slave trying to remove Aboriginals from their homeland. He ain't doing nothing different. You dig what I'm talking about? Root word ain't doing nothing different. He the new age Marcus Garvey. He's opinionated about something he knows nothing about. Right? So if he come back out talking about little people or pygmies aren't under 4'11", he lost the debate. I'm proving that dwarves and pygmies aren't the same. Why are you arguing my point? Another reason you lost. Another reason you lost is because you, the new Abo Marcus Garvey, nigga, you trying to take niggas off the goddamn land, put us in Asia, put us in Africa, everywhere but America. Your ancestors should be ashamed of you. And with that, we're going to end the round.
You have 3 minutes left, brother.
Oh, we got 3 minutes? I thought you said 1 minute 30. Oh, well, shit, let's go. Now, see, every single point he brought out, every single one has been debunked. Now, since my opponent is truly unaware of Aboriginal history and how it ties into modern day mythos of little people today, including that of the mound builder stock, let me show you the typological models that are found in Bible and other religious texts today that are sourced directly from the ancient mound builders of America, aka the little people. Look at this. From the source, Book of Shapha, chapter 35, called Egoquim or Algonquin, the Bible of the mound builders. Look at this. This is what the brother can't do. He can talk, but he can't show you anything. Check the signs. Some of the oldest signs found in America. Found in the Bible of the mound builders. Do you got one of these? I want y'all to take notice of this too. See this? See that 6-point star? We're going to get to that. But look, this is circa, the Bible of the mound builders is 35,000 BC. And this is from the source, the Lost Continent of Pan. But I want to show y'all this. 35,000 years ago, they already had boats. Look, 35,000 years ago, in their Bible, they had pyramids, And do y'all know what this is? First of all, let's get into it. How much time I got left?
You got a minute.
Okay, we're gonna stop right here. This is the Bible of the mound builders, right? Do y'all know what this is? No. This is called a dinashani or a longhouse. Do y'all know what this is? This is a mound. This is a mound before they were anciently covered with dirt. Do y'all know what this is? This is the Haggadah or the Great Pyramid. Look at the science and the geometry and the mathematics. But we're going to get all into this the next round. You dig what I'm talking about? And I'm going to bury him with this. I want y'all to take notice, though. Look at this. This is 35,000 BC. Sourced from the lost continent of Pond. Take a notice of what this is. They call it a 6-point star. We're going to show you what that is. Boats already 35,000 BC. So if you had it, if this was written in 35,000, that means they already had the science previous to that.
Uh-oh.
Right? And I'm going to leave it right there. We're going to get it third round.
Shout out to my brother Cosmic Cal. Second round. Let's get into root words. Second round. Root words. Go ahead and get your screen together. Hey, this is a fire debate, y'all. And I don't know, man. I guess, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the building. Drop a fire emoji if y'all enjoying this. If y'all is, support the channel, man. Send a donation, man. We'll give y'all a public debate. Shout out to these two brothers for even willing to do that. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We got 154 people. Share the live stream. This is one of the ones. We better get into root words. Round, waiting on root words to get a screen together. Let's get it.
See, my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back. Got niggas who rain.
Let's go. Let's go. Root words, you ready? It's your second round.
Oh no, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just crossing the. I'm making show. Just making show. Making show. Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it. Your time ready to go. Let me know when you're ready to start. It's gonna start when you start talking.
Are you saying? Hold on. Are you saying though that we still get that little like rebuttal?
Yep, you get that extra 5 minutes every round. Yep. So you got another 20. Let's go.
All right. Y'all know. First, you know what I'm saying, went over the midget and dwarfism. And hopefully that I try to show y'all that just because you're short don't mean that you a dwarf. Just because you a pygmy don't mean you a dwarf. You have to have a syndrome and very little. Very little. But
that's my whole point.
I hope I have proven the cases of dwarfism in medical diseases. That is 5 in 225,000 people. To get. So it's impossible for there to be a dwarf nation, a dwarf tribe, a dwarf band, gang, empire, builders, according to dwarfism. It's like when your mother, like somebody's mother might have a dwarf child, and then somebody else's mother across the city might have one, and then somebody in the next city. You know, it's like it's not a lot of cases. So there never was a nation or a tribe of them people. I'm just getting to some funny shit right now, no, but now Danny DeVito and Little Kim and some 6'4", and some 4'6" people without medical conditions could have built shit. But these people, they was man. Let's go though. Let's go. I'm just trying to make some jokes though. Hopefully that first round I did what I was supposed to do and try to show people what dwarfism isn't and what dwarfism and midget is. Now in the second round, we're going to go and look at all or most of the Indian tribes' narratives of little people in the Americas and other locations outside of the American realm, like Ireland, Scotland, Hawaii, and last but very important to connecting the narrative to the bones of Father Little Nigga, the island of Flores in Indonesia. That's where the father of Little Nigga is at. Man, let's keep on going. Oh, damn. Little people have been part of folklore of many cultures and have history include Ireland, the Hawaiian Islands, Flores, Indonesia, little brother land, and Native Americans. Now, when we get into the Native American stories, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, see, this is why I first came and said that we got to really look into what dwarfism is and really show people what little people is with dwarfism. So everybody under 4 foot under that medical claim have dwarfism because they have a medical condition. Now we're going to look at these so-called little people tribes that he's talking about. Because I got them all right here. And it shows that the Nubaru are knee-high and dwarfs. The Aluks are knee-high. The Kanovi are dwarfs. The Chakachukabuku are knee-high into 4 foot. The Manamuzimuzi are child size. The Ashashashuki Jajaki, that's just a belief. The Nimarurururu, okay, they got bone evidence. The Puka Wawawawu, they grow to 2 to 3 feet.
Hold on, he said they got bone evidence.
Indians, the YAH'KI, you know they belong to the Hebrew. You know it. They grew up to 2 feet, man. Then we got the Yanwi, I don't know, man. They knee high and child size. But I'm gonna have to show y'all this though, so people don't think, oh, he's just running his goddamn mouth. He ain't got no evidence of the shit. He just blah 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 blah. Well, let's just Wikipedia says, oh, he just looked up Wikipedia. Hey man, I don't gotta go that far, bro. I don't gotta go that far. Damn, why is it taking me so long? Jesus, I'm supposed to have that right there. But when you go to Wikipedia, it's gonna show me the list of Indian tribes. Hey, look, it's gonna show me, boy, damn it. Why would I go to anywhere else when they gonna show them to me? Shit, hey, well, why not use this? These are the native tribes. So when we tap into native tribes and shit, they say that these are some type of sprite or spirit of creation, blah, 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 blah. I'm not trying to read all that shit. I'm trying to read their sizes. Their sizes, that's what I'm worried about. Oh, well, let's go about this. Only about knee high. Let's go there. There was the Peninsula of Guatemala, China New, the Nakiwaki people. I don't know the names of this shit. The Alexabuku are conceived of as being small. Only about knee high. Knee high. These who see y'all, people that's knee high have medical conditions. Knee high. That's what their name shouldn't be unless they.
How can he prove that?
Knee high. Now I'm going to the second people, so y'all won't think I'm lying. The Lakota myth, at least that's an Indian name I can pronounce. Shit. The Lakota, man, listen, was a race of tree dwellers and fairies. The Canela was some sprites, spirits, folklore, and some dwarfs. See, that's why I connected that word dwarf to everything, because dwarf means you have a what? A what? Okay. Let me say it one more time. What? You got a medical condition. So he's telling people was building shit with medical conditions, according to the medical board. See why I started my argument off like that? Like, we're going to understand what dwarfism is before we start talking about these Indian tribes. He's talking about these damn dwarfs. Well, let's go to Aztec land. Let's go to Aztec land. The Chakawuwu, the Chanadaki, the Ola Majungi Kabuku. I don't know these names. With some legendary creatures in Mexico.
Hey, hold on.
The owner of the house in Nahuwutu, man, the small spirit sprite people. Oh my God. That is known as the Duindi.
Man, if I got up there and said some hookah jabugu, shambaga da baga, and I can't even pronounce it, but I'm gonna try to debunk it. What are we doing? This do make it frustrating. You dig what I'm talking about? Because the reason it do is because can't nobody mess with the game. Our research game is too strong. You dig what I'm talking about? So to have people come up here and buck dance and shook and jive and do all that, you dig what I'm talking about? It's really disrespectful to me. But I put myself in that position. You dig what I'm talking about? For this.
I feel like you really
Because when you slow it down, it becomes very obvious who bullshitting, who pseudo, and who ain't. Let's keep it going.
Dundee. They are humanoid dwarfs. What is a dwarf? What? Some medically impaired people. Okay, let's keep on going. So I'm just dismissing all these little people in America.
13 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yes, I'm just going to go through the list of them and keep on going. The Juga. Some mystical little people in the Iroquois. This is my family and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to be about the Iroquois. There's a running around this motherfucker saying there was people that is knee high, around 4 foot. That is a medically... they're medically, they're ill. How can they be doing anything except for a couple of them roaming around because they was diagnosed with dwarfism? That's all these people was diagnosed with dwarfism, and they haven't found no bones yet. That's what I forgot to tell y'all. They haven't found no bones yet. None. Now, this is the only people that they found bones, but I ain't getting into the bones. I'm getting into how can these people build anything? And look at these stories. They're legendary races of little people smaller than your foot. They're saying this dude, I'm not going to even get there. I'm going to get to that mummy stuff in the next round. These motherfuckers are smaller than my wrist. Like that, from my wrist to my elbow? Come on, man. And he said these people was building stuff. So some dwarfs that's chemically imbalanced, that's medically imbalanced, that's physically imbalanced. Come on, man. I'm not going to even attempt to argue with him that some dwarfs built anything. They're physically can't do it, bruh. You talking about they built some shit, man? Get the hell out of here. But anyway, the little people of the prior, blah 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 blah. We're gonna go down here. Let's get to the size of these little nomadic.
Hold on.
Because I'm really not trying to show how little these people is. Then
how is he getting away with blah blah blah? How the hell are you getting away with blah, blah, blah? I gotta look at this in the greater light of things, because they must obviously hold my scholarship or what I'm bringing in higher esteem, because there's no way I could have got up in any debate anywhere in the world and said blah, 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 bro. Keep it 100. Ain't no way. He can't even pronounce the name of the people he's trying not to say is real, but then look, and all them people lying, every one of them. And then he talking about the natives. We know that the natives and the aboriginals are not the same people, but we also know that the stories that the native have, the aboriginals gave to them and they anthropomorphized them. The crazy part is he knows this. He's being disingenuous, so he's going to tie it into evolution and then try to say that I'm doing that. Remember, this debate is, are little people real? Right? Did they do anything? I already showed you 35,000 years ago they had boats. Right? Before I even got into it, I showed you that they had mounds and pyramids, 35,000 BC. And then they already had a language to write it down with. Let that sink in. Listen, a lot of these niggas just think that they popped up out of the ground knowing everything. Who taught you? Who taught the first Aboriginal? You didn't come out the ground knowing shit. Babies don't come out in the world knowing nothing. And even if you was a full-grown man, you would be an infant in your mental till you learned something. Who taught you first? How did you learn what thirst was? Hmm? Hmm? This is why they run from, you know, taxonomic identifications instead of just dealing with them. Do you know what a fucking, they say, oh, primate. No, do you know what a primate is? That's anything that can at one time stand on his feet, stand on 2 feet, and his eyes are facing forward. You know how many things in the world do that? That don't mean you're a monkey. That just means you can walk on 2 legs and your eyes face forward. That's all a primate means. This is how primates can be apes and men. That's so dumb. If you can't understand that a man is a man is a man, and what makes a primate is that your feet walk a certain way and your eyes look straight. Nothing else. So German shepherds are primates, because guess what? They can take a couple steps on their back legs and their eyes are in the front of their head. Does that mean you are the same thing as a German shepherd? We got to get out of the dumb shit. You dig what I'm talking about? Because this is how they play it against us. Oh, homo, now you're a monkey. What? We can't keep vibing this low, bro. We can't keep doing this. Let's get it cracking, cuz.
Y'all, the bones and everything, the bones that they found and everything. Where am I looking at this at? The little people. Ah, this is what I was trying to show that. See, this is where the fez come from. The fez come from an Indian tribe called the Nez Perce. That's where all hats come from. That's where all the cowboy hats and all that shit, they come from the Nez Perce. $5 ass niggas and your Muslim ass. See, excuse me. Brothers that don't understand where the fez come from and how it correlates with the Indian tribes. It's even a rap. You can nez or you can fez it up. You can nez it up or fez it up. But anyway, this is why I was showing you all this, because when you look at all these things, physical evidence alleged to the little people. This is the only one that I've went over that I've seen that had physical evidence. All them other things I'm reading you, there's no physical evidence. No physical evidence. They didn't have this part in their sources because there ain't none. There is not a zilch. Now we're going to go over some more little people, just so y'all understand why I went to the little people on the prior. You know, they're Moors over there or Indians, whichever way you look at it. None of these have sources that see it don't got. Oh well, we're going to show you where the bones is at. We're going to show you everything. They're just going to say that there was some 2 to 3 feet people. 2 to 3 feet people. Which means they had some kind of bone disease, which means they wasn't building nothing, which means there might have been a couple of them around here. They couldn't have been a tribe, clan, none of that shit. There was somebody's little cousins that was mad as hell, like, damn, man. Damn, my peoples came out little, man. I know they saw
10 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yep. Now, see, I just went through all these tribes in America, all these little, see, he's going to take y'all to 3 stories. I'm going to give y'all the source of the source. Right here. Go to some Wikipedia shit. Look, this shit is GED Wikipedia. It's going to take you to all the tribes and going to show you all these tribes are 2-foot creatures. See, this is the, I don't know. It might have been Jahashura. I think it was Jahashura before it was Yahashura, you know. But anyway, you know, I'm telling you, man, they were dealing with some 2-foot creatures. I want to see if the Hebrews going to take credibility for that one. You know, I just want to see if they're dealing with 2-foot creatures around here. 2-foot creatures. See, I'm trying to embarrass the story. Like, this is the stories we getting. He don't think that I got the same. Like, come on, man. I'm going to look the same stories up you're looking, bro. Now we're going to get back to my little skit thing so y'all won't think I'm lying to y'all when I say that these folklores, all these people are subject to nothing except for one story where I got bones as evidence. My fault. Start from current slide. My fault. I'm tripping. Let me get back to my slide. Let me get back to my slide. Bow. See, I even got right here bone evidence. I got one with bone evidence. Like, look, I ain't gonna play y'all like there ain't no evidence on one, but we're gonna look at that in the next round. That's gonna be the next round. But see, they even got one in Ireland. I'm gonna get to. They got the Morinjura Vigi, man. That's a crazy story. And the leprechaun goddess Dana. I think I struck with a Dana before. They even got it in Hawaii. The Menahone, a dwarf that stands 3 feet. But we're just gonna go over it. There's no evidence of this stuff. Then they got in Scotland it's some weird stuff. And then I'm just gonna show y'all all my sources, where all my sources came from. You know, that's all. A lot of them is Wikipedia, but not all of them. You know what I'm saying? So if people ever want to look over this stuff, but we're gonna get back to just where I'm showing you their myths and stories and born little people. They're little people. Well, where did little people of Ireland come from? Now watch this, y'all. This is a story that's gonna blow your brain. I'm not gonna go all the way through it.
Right,
oh my God,
now watch this.
I'm so glad they gave me 5
Watch
extra
him
minutes.
debunk himself.
Yeah, please come up. Oh, this would be so beautiful if I came up. They came from Ireland. They came from Lake Erie. Blah, 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 blah. The people of Danish Daru were one of the great ancient tribes of Ireland. The musical people, the 4 annals of master. They became the little people. The Ireland that gave rise to the leprechaun legend. Since we're going to qualify little people, but hold on, that's just one. But I'm going to take y'all to the bottom of this. If y'all ever want to read this and we go into it, all this stuff, like I said, goes back to Lake Erie. The term in Ireland comes from Erie and Eru. This is not me, this is them. And y'all see, I just...
Where you say it come from?
I ain't have time to do no stuff. I have to do that. I just did it. You know, if y'all want to know where it come from, Lake Erie.
That's disingenuous because he actually didn't read
that Ireland has this stuff too. I'm glad they let me look at this site. Just trying to show y'all some nice stuff that, yeah, when you etymology the word Ireland, it go back to Lake Erie and all the lakes and all the castles and all that other stuff.
Well, Paul.
And they knew as soon as they ran across the pond, they was doing what? They was going to a pot of gold around here. The land of gold. You know what I'm saying? The rich.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? That's all the little people had to do. Because that's what the...
Listen.
Where the little people from?
He said the little people are from where? Lake Erie.
Don't do that to me.
Where is Lake Erie? Lake Erie is in North America. Let that sink in. He contradicting himself terribly. If there are no little people, right? Where did you get this story in Ireland from? And why are they telling you that these people are coming from Erie? And then since you were disingenuous and didn't know what you were talking about, and you just rolled in and instead of reading what it actually said, you said that it was from Erie, right? Like it was Lake Erie, like it was the same thing, but it's actually not. You dig what I'm talking about? But since you went along and said that these people are from Lake Erie, who are now being found and memorialized in Scotland, that proves that the people that they found in Scotland were from the Americas. Cut.
Bro, you got 6 minutes left.
My God, it's just it just not responding for a second when I went off. It's gonna come back though. My computer good. I got faith in it.
I'll stop
Come on now.
Hold on.
They hating on this guy.
Give you 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Reshare.
Just do it right up. Huh?
You might have to stop your share and reshare it again if you have to.
I don't even like you like that.
Until I
Why?
Pause for worst time. He fell off. He got 6 minutes left.
It's like 3:30.
okay.
Shout out to everybody in the building.
Shout out
to everybody in the building, man. Let's get a few people to support, man. It's a public debate. This 1-on-1. These brothers fighting. These brothers coming in for trying to take the win, man. I think they both doing good. Y'all let me know who y'all got winning so far in the chat, family.
Man, that ain't me, man. I'm sorry. You know, I take full responsibility, man. Just be popping me out, bro. I'm on a good landline internet, bro. I got backup internet, man.
Let's get it,
bro. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Get it back cracking. I apologize, bro. That ain't me. No, I think it's kicking me out, man.
Let's pull your screen up.
Yeah. Let's get back to it. Mad as heck at this. Yeah. So what all I was trying to show is I can't believe that just happened. Oh, hate masses, man. When we showing Ireland people, I'm trying to show everywhere around America. I ain't gonna go too far in it. I'm scared to pull up a site because some of these sites got little weird stuff on it, like got a lot of commercials and stuff on it, and it'll stop my computer though. I swear it'll stop it. That's the only thing I'm scared of, some of these sites. But that's the one I just looked at. I don't need that one. Okay. I just looked at where I could give y'all a key site to where Ireland come from. It come from the people with Erie. The first person of Ireland, they was calling them the Erie people. Hello, if you want to know some game. Hello. But anyway, let's keep on going. When we get to this other little mythological little creature that he be talking about, it's talking about the Moon's Viewer. I don't know the name of these people, but they're little people. The fairies, they're Irish. I'm just trying to show these people. All these stories are people of 2'3" creatures. They're hypothesis. They're mythics. They don't have no bones, nothing. You see on the side of here, they don't have none of that stuff. Well, where's the proof? They don't have that like that one I just showed you. They don't have it. Well, we're going to show you proof. We're going to show you evidence. They don't have it. None of them. Keep on going. I'm just doing some weird shit. Now we're just going real quick to the World Encyclopedia. Now we're going to Hawaii. So weird ass man. This And then when we get to Hawaii, they got a dude named Mininu. This stuff is crazy. They're all mythological creatures with no bones. The Mininu is a term used from short-natured forest-dwelling creatures. Don't say short like Lil Wayne. Don't say short like Lil Kim. Don't say short like Danny DeVito. These is shout to the shout. Like, well, there was 1'4" people and 1'7" and 2'6". I'm trying to show y'all that's crazy. That's crazy. Then people have a medical condition. It's like, no, them people was running around as a nation. They had the nation of 1'7" people. They had the nation of 2'4".
Three minutes left, brother.
4 people. Jesus. Mic check.
I hear you.
Oh, okay. My fault. I want to make sure. Okay, because I got stuck. My thing be getting stuck when it's on some weird stuff. I ain't getting on it. Hey, y'all, the Mininu is some short people under 3 foot. When my computer go to a site and it got like 50 different commercials running on that site, my shit just shut down like a little spoiled brat. Like, look, I ain't fucking with you, words. But anyway, I'm sorry about that, y'all. But the Mininu is a species. Y'all see how it got Homo florens in there, and I'm embarrassing about Homo florens the next round. But anyway, they were small people, little people. I'm scared to go on the site. I'm scared to go on one of these sites. Okay, I'll go on Wikipedia real quick. Jesus. Oh, I hate that I have to look up something. That's so embarrassing. I have my shit, stuff. Mininu are mythical people, race of dwarfs. Dwarf mean you have a medical condition. Now, after I did that, let me close this stuff. Let me go back to my presentation. I'm trying to show all these people right here. All these people right here. Every last one of them. Every last one of these fork layers, myths, all in Americas. All of them have nothing to stand on. No tangibles except for one on the bones, and I'm going to get that the next round. None of them have nothing to stand on. And they all people shorter than my hip. And they all are pointing towards some type of medical condition. That's why I started my stuff off with dwarfism and everything, because it's a medical condition. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. I'm showing all the myths with no evidence of the story that's talking about people that in the medical field, according to HI, are diagnosed with dwarfism. That's the man that's diagnosed with dwarfism. This is an actor.
Yeah, dude being disingenuous though. Everybody knows that Cal already made a separation and distinction between those that are little, aka midgets, and those who are going through a medical condition called dwarfism. He already made this separation. So whatever, do for one, the debate is about if little people are real, little people or midgets, right? He ain't showed nothing tonight that says that they're not real. So that means Cal won the debate anyway. Second point, the second point is he's talking about dwarfism, and Kosmon Cal has made a separation between little people, aka midgets, who are proportionally who are proportioned just right throughout the limbs, right? And those who suffer from dwarfism who are not proportioned correctly through the limbs. Feel me? So he done lost twice already tonight. He done already lost twice. For one, he hasn't proved or pulled one source that proves the little people don't exist. Two, he keeps acting as if Cal is confusing little people or midgets with being a dwarf.
Right.
That's being disingenuous. The man been saying it the whole time that they're not the same. And true about this, he even agrees with that. Oh, wait, watch this.
That's his whole. That's it. That's my talking point that he's trying to twist and convert and make his talking point. That's weird. And he keeps showing dwarves and yet not understanding that whether you're a dwarf or you're a midget, you're still a little person. You lost. Right?
Easy work, bro. Easy work. And for anybody to say dude won is real weird to me. You feel me? Because it's like y'all not, for one, you're not remembering the topic of the debate. Two, you're not even recognizing that this man separated midgets from dwarfs in the beginning.
Right.
Right? And three, you're not even recognizing that he ain't pulled one piece or shred of evidence that proves little people are not real. Let's get back to it. That shit crazy.
Diagnosed with dwarfism. See, this is the people he's talking about went around the world and made stuff. They're not the actor size. They're this guy's size. He talking about people 1'4" and 2'6". At least this guy is 4'5", bro. At least he's 4'5". I hope I'm trying to make sense to y'all putting the puzzle together. Now, when we talk about one more subject, though, see, there's different types of dwarfism. There's dwarfism, but both of them are dealing with, if the body size is disproportionate, some parts of the body are small and others are average size and among average and above average size. Disorders cause disproportionate dwarfism and habit.
Tom.
Damn.
Shout out to Woodwards, man. Cooking on your second round. Both of them brothers, second round down. We're going to take a quick intermission. We're going to get right into their third. We're going to get into their third family. Drop them fire emojis. Let me know who y'all got winning so far. What we doing going into the third? Who y'all got winning so far? 1 round, 2-0. Who you got? 3 rounds, 2 rounds, 2-0, 1-1. What we doing? We're going to be right back in just a second. Shout out to everybody in the building. It's your brother Aboriginal Power, and this is Big Aboriginal Power Debate.
Welcome to the Bat League. This is Big Aboriginal Power Debate League, where all knowledge is being tested, calling out all Aboriginals, calling out all Pan-Africans, all Hebrews, all Moors, all Indians. Come step in the ring and put your information on the table. Bat League.
Hey, buzz the fuck up. What are Aborigines at up in here, man? Do your homework on AP. Asking where the Aborigines at, bro. Do his deal. Y'all know my song. Turn me up.
Welcome to the Bat League. This is Big Aboriginal.
What's your tribe? What's your set? What's your gang? What's your tribe? What's your set? What's your gang?
Hey, V.
Say, what's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga. When we slide, little nigga. If you a $5 nigga, don't get tried, little nigga. What's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga. When we slide, little nigga.
You let me know when you ready, big bro, and let's get it going, man. I see you already got your screen up. Let me clear my screen. Let's get it. All right, we ready to go, brothers. Let's get it. Kosmon Cow, third round. Let's go.
All right. Can I be heard? Can I be heard? Let's go. Let's get it, man. Look, this is the Bible of the mound builders, right? Pictographic writing. Circa 35,000 BC. The source is the lost continent of Pan. But I want y'all to notice the parallel typology, right? We starting right here. Look right here. It says, all labor is mine. This is from the, says Ego Quim. This is the name of the creator in America. This is what we call them. Ego Quim, now anglicized as Algonquin. All labor is mine. By my hand, all that is moves. That's Genesis 1 and 2. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. What about right here? The earth is my footstool, and I have made it square to the north, south, east, and west. That's Isaiah 66 and 1, where the Lord says, heaven is my throne, and the what? The earth is my footstool. Right? So it says right here, 3 things I have made: the air, the earth, and the water. Right here. We looking right here at the triangle. It says, these angles with 3 sides I made in remembrance of them. The 3 things I bestowed upon man: the earth body, the spirit, and the soul, which joins him to me, the creator. That's John 1 and 1, Father, Son, Holy Ghost doctrine. Right? What about right here? Look, right here in the middle, with the 6-point star. The sun I made and set him high in the firmament, so that I could see from afar and observe my earthborn children in the lakes and the forests, rivers and caves in the earth I made for man. That's Isaiah 45 and 12. It is I who made the earth and created mankind on it. My own hand stretched out the heavens. Also, all that I have made good is round or square right here. Right? According to the place I made it. That's James 1 and 17. Whatever is good and perfect is fit, coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in the heavens. Do you think that that's in the Bible just by coincidence 35,000 years later? So through the revealing of Aboriginal little people of the Americas, the mound builders, we find out why they build mounds and pyramids. Right here, look in the middle. My righteous shall live in mounds of earth, stone, and wood. You just looking at the remnant of a mound when you see it covered. They're that ancient. Where the uga, the serpent, the tiger, right? And all other evil devouring beasts cannot get them. FYI, the American tiger went extinct 12,000 years ago. Let that sink in. But right here, watch this one. Right here, this number 9. But for the light of my angels to come and abide with my people, you shall provide the hukadoah, the well-covered house, and it shall have only one door, and pieces shall be put in the doorway, so that when my chosen, the mound builders, the little people, are within, all shall be dark, so that the angels may teach them. Now dig this. The Nuatu word for pyramid is teokali, which means house of light, showing that even the Nuatu-speaking Mongoloids of Mexico, the so-called modern-day Mayan, didn't know what the pyramids were even used for, proving their great antiquity. Because why would you call a place built purposely for darkness a house of light? That only makes sense if you didn't use it in the same way as its originator did. Let that sink in. So for those who may not understand exactly what I'm showing or why I'm showing, I'm literally showing the stem of mound builder culture. The science, technology, engineering, and mathematics of the little people, the mound builders of America, proving what we know today as myth, folklore, and religion was an ancient science taught by the Aboriginal Americans to the world. Let's get to the misunderstanding of Mu, ancient Aboriginal history repackaged in religious folklore. The Mu is the ancient syllabic sign for the name of America. And yet, the powers that be have twisted the understanding of the great mother Mu and remixed it as the Star of David. Right? Does Root Word even know this? I bet he can't prove it, showing America's historical influence on the mythos of the whole world. This is from the source, from the lost continent of Pan, from Dr. Susan B.
14 minutes, OG.
Okay. This is from the source, the lost continent of Pan, from Dr. Susan B. Martinez, right? Check this out. I want y'all to look at this. Hold on, let me back it out just a little bit so y'all can get a... Y'all see the 6-point star in the middle? That is called Mu. This is the syllabic name for the Americas. Look, this is the Mukagawin. Remember? We just showed you the Mukagawin. Right here. This is the sign of America. Right? Watch this. This is an Aboriginal American Mukagawin. Note the Mu, which syllable seen in chapter 9 so often indicates spiritual authority. The prophet shall keep the Mukagawin, the true sign of poverty. For whom I have made to live in poverty in this world, I will exalt in heaven. I have made only the poor to be my prophets. Look. See the Mukagawin? This is a lookalike cosmogonic diagram of the land of Mu, which church word says can be traced back 35,000 years. Right? But look, I want y'all to notice right here in his ear. See, this is a Mayan stele at Campeche. I want y'all to see he got the Mukagawin in his ear, but who is he? Right? Dig this. This is at Mayan Campeche. The stela shows their flood hero wearing a boat-shaped hat, while his earplugs show the Star of David, which is normally associated with King Solomon. Nevertheless, it appears on the stone of Ushma. Cyrus Gordon speculates that King Solomon's fleet, which the Bible tells us went up to a distant gold-bearing land, may have gone to the Rocky Mountains during the early Iron Age, corresponding to Solomon's time, and that's per Cyrus Gordon, 1973, page 146 and 147. So while the ancient home of the little people was being sunk into the Pacific, the great mother Mu, America, was rising as the first lands out of the primordial waters. See, remember this debate? This debate is not about ethnicity. This is a debate about height and phenotype, and has abnormally small human types ever existed in the Americas. So it becomes very simple to prove or debunk. For instance, if little people didn't exist in America at all, right? There shouldn't be any pygmy races in America today at all, right? Correct? Well, how do you explain the Lacandon Maya? Picture taken circa 1940. The average height of the women is 4'3". Today, little people, you lost. How about the San Blas Indians called the Kuna, who women average roughly 4'3"? This is a Kuna Indian. What about this guy here? It's a little itty bitty little Negro here.
11 minutes, big brother Kosmon.
Yeah, there's a little guy here. His name is Atavico. He's actually a very famous horse trainer, and he was a jockey in Kentucky. But this is a so-called American Negrito, 70 years old, circa 1846. He was born, look where he's born, in Bayou La Teca, Louisiana. This is an American Negrito. 4'6". What about Maximo and Bartolo, the last of the Aztecs? This picture was taken 1880. They were very small, roughly 4 feet, both of them. Or what about the Guarani people of Paraguay, whose women today in 2023 only average 4'5". This is a Guarani. Or let's take it to the West Coast. Yay! How about the Shasta from Mount Shasta? A little people who, by the way, have the oldest known flood festival within North America, called the Adoration of Gautama. Do y'all know what Gautama is? Look, this is a little people, Mount Shasta Indians, right? Do y'all know what Gautama is? Well, let me show you some Aboriginal history. From Owaspy, the glossary, Gautama is the cosmological name of America. How do we know? Right? Book of Fergapati, right? 8 and 5. It says, and the two great west lands, the two great west lands.
We can't hear you, bro.
Hey, Carol, I was saying I like what you did, how you in the end you connected it all to spirituality.
Right.
And that's one thing that's missing, whether you're talking about Dane Calloway or the brother Top Cats or any of the Aboriginal platforms or any of that. The spirituality aspect is missing.
Correct.
It's missing on a major level. So I like how you connected in the end. Like, all right, well, look, y'all know, even though we about this history and we are these people that's been over here, been here, reclassified, you dig? You still brought them home to the Creator. You know what I mean? Like, look, it's a whole spirituality connected to us. You know what I mean? And for any brothers that's claiming to be Aboriginal and claiming to be atheists, it don't even make sense.
Yeah, you as a matter of fact, you ain't an Aboriginal. It not to me. If you haven't connected back with your higher spiritual power and understand that Geechee is real, you dig what I'm talking about? The great Ego Quim is real. You dig what I'm talking about? I'm gonna take it a step further and say you ain't even an Aboriginal. You just playing. You mouthing. You dig what I'm talking about? Because
we used to call it pump faking.
Yeah. You dig what I'm talking about? Get back, climb in the pocket, pump fake, and then take off running because you ain't at that point you ain't living what you talking. You always got the ancestors on your tongue, but you don't interact with the ancestors.
Right.
You dig what I'm talking about? You wouldn't know your ancestor at all if he came to you.
Exactly.
Don't let your ancestor come to you with some pale skin. Oh, you gonna really be throwed off.
Yeah, but I like what you did, how you connected the whole thing to spirituality. That's what it is. You know, when you done talking, when you done up and down and etymology and archaeology and what been dug up and all that, when you done talking, we all got to cross that threshold of death. And at that point, all right, what's your reality? Are you conscious? Are you aware of what's going on? Do you know the system and order set up for those who recently cross over? You know what I mean? Do you know how to deal with a false god, a deity, an angel, pump faking like that, the creator and all that? Like everybody from the Israelite movement down to the Aboriginal movement, you need to know these things. You need to know these things because death is a certain for all of us. Right? So I love the way you connected this thing back to spirituality, bro. That makes sense. It makes sense. All right, watch this.
And shall be called North Gautama and South Gautama, the Americas. See, remember we explained the misunderstanding of Mu and Lemuria, correct? Well, per the backcountrygentleman.com, right? The mysteries of Mount Shasta. Look what it say. These Lemurians, Indians who live in California are aware of the fate of their ancestors, and each night at midnight, they perform a ritual of thanksgiving and adoration to Gautama. What is Gautama? The Lemurian name for America. How a waspy know if it's cat? Now, let's see root word try to explain away how the Shasta Indians knew the ancient name of America. That was passed down since the time of the flood. And by the way, the flood took place exactly the year 22,553 BC. Exactly. Right? Look, source, the American Indian, page 21. Verrill says the mound builders were distinct. Remember, this is about did they build anything? The mound builders were distinct from any other North American tribes. Their pearl-encrusted garments, their finely woven textiles proved that the mound builders were far in advance of the Indian tribes. So how can root word tell us what mound builders aren't if he don't even know who the mound builders are? Source, OSP, right? Mound builder, the mound builder Bible, the first Bible of North America. Figure 71, plate 83, and it says Geechee, the creator, the world maker. Manito spoke in the souls of things. Speak, O earth. Have ears, O earth. Have ears, have eyes, O earth. Behold me, your maker. And what? And man rose up, not some monkey. Man rose up and said, and what he do? He said, that means he spoke. He said, here I am. Right? He brought up that pan-genus stuff. Now let root word prove how a bonobo and a cherokee and a chimpanzee gets up and says, "Here I am." Oh, Geechee. The creator looked, and lo and behold, who? The Ions. Huh? The Ions stood before him. Who are the Ions? The little people. So just like an ion is the positive force.
That's classic. That's classic right there. Cal is using his spiritual text, Owaspy, and showing, even though he's been showing history the whole time. In his third round, he's connecting history with his spiritual text, and his spiritual text, Owaspy, is vouching for what history is saying about these little people. And in Owaspy, they're called the Ions, right? And they was of every shape and color. You know what I mean? But they was real short people, mound builders. So I like how he connected it with spirituality at the last, because in the end, you have to connect this stuff. It got to get connected. Like, okay, how does it all match up? You feel me? So yeah, excellent job, excellent job.
Of the center of an atom so is the iron, the little people, the mound builder, the center and positive force of all humanity. Beyond the fact that little people left mounds and pyramids as evidence of their culture, let's take a look at mound builder culture and heritage, root words just ignorantly takes for granted, which is now applied to their ancestors today. And who are those ancestors? The copper-colored Aboriginal Americans. From source, The Lost History of the Little People, from Dr. Susan B. Martinez. Y'all check this book out. The Lost History of the Little People and Their Spiritually Advanced Civilizations Around the World. Taken from chapter 9 called Mounds on Mounds.
I actually have that book. Shout out to Doc.
Page 210. These are first of the mound builders. These are the first in the world. Inscribed tablets, hieroglyphic writing, telescopic tubes, astronomical calendars, glass beads, batik weaving, advanced agriculture, metallurgy, architecture, temple pyramids, as well as the science of surveying, which involves the mathematical ability to measure angles. So in short, what did the little people leave behind? Everything. See, Woodward let Bat bump his ego up with all that river god talk. Well, what good is a river god that can't even survey the path of a river? See, you a false god if you can't find the level, aka the guile. You a false river god if you can't plot the grade in the flow of a river. Can you do that? Of course not, because you just another false god. But see, somebody should have told the boy that I'm cold like polar bear told my baby. See, what the so-called river god must have seemed to have forgotten, right, is that all gods, and
I'm colder than a polar bear's toenail. Oh, well, there he go again talking that. Nigga Cal threw it up in there. I'm colder than a polar bear's toenail.
I repeat, all gods were birthed from the Titans. Huh? And in the illustrious words of the great American poet laureate Beanie Siegel, that's right, I birthed you niggas. I fed and I birthed you niggas. And for anybody who is talking about Kosmon ain't showing that they built nothing, I'm going to show you that these people passed the knowledge down to not only build the great Osceola, which you call the Mississippi, huh? But this is why our whole country crisscrossed them. You could go from the Atlantic to the Pacific and never touch land. I-80 today and Route 66 started off as waterways, huh? From the first book of God, 25 and 11. In those days, now we in America, in those days, the kings and learned men.
3 minutes left, big brother. My bad. 3 minutes.
Let me show y'all this. Right? Let me blow it up a little bit. Now, in those days, the kings and learned men set their hearts on what? Building canals and finding the places and roadways for them. And the great glory and honor of that man at that time, mind you, this is circa.
Do y'all realize he's giving y'all history from around 6,000 years ago dealing with the Americas? I don't really think people understood what Cal was doing yesterday. Right? Like, ain't nobody. I don't give a fuck who you talking about. Dane Calloway, Top Cats, ain't nobody giving you no type of history or literature. History or literature going back 6,000 years. Showing you that the Aboriginals, the copper-colored Aboriginals, the indigenous, you niggas, you know what I mean, had a very, very advanced spiritual system. And not just the spiritual, not just spirituality, even when it came down to building civilizations. You know what I mean? If there's already boats and pyramids being built, then these short little people are very advanced when it comes to astronomy, mathematics, different branches of science. They're highly advanced. Highly. You feel me? So yeah, watch this. So nobody, no matter what platform you're looking at. And those are some big names. You know, salute to the brothers. It's never nothing personal. But what I'm saying is Kosmon Cal is linking the history. And yeah, we are these copper color indigenous aboriginals and all that, but he's linking that with the creator, with your original spirituality. And that's one thing that I don't see in the aboriginal movement. Ain't damn nigga talking about the creator. And our ancestors was heavy into reverencing the creator and all that. You feel me? So I find that quite ironic. You dig? Y'all might really want to tap in with Kosmon Cal, big bro. Tap in with him. You know what I mean? Check this out.
7,000 to 4,000 BC. And the great glory and honor of man at that time lay in this achievement of building canals and finding the places of roadways for them. So Geechee, perceiving the virtue and wisdom of men, sent his angels to teach man the mystery of canal making. Huh? This is what the pyramid is for. Huh? It's a school to teach him to compound clay. Guess what's at the bottom of the river of the Mississippi? Compounded clay with what? Lime and sand to hold water. Guess what we call this today? Concrete. To teach man to find the guile, right? This is the rise and the drop in the river. What good is a river god? You don't know the guile, the level and the force of water. And the angels also taught man to make pots and kettles and to burn the clay in the suitable shapes, to find copper ore and silver ore and gold and lead for the floors of the oracle chambers, clean and shining white, suitable for angels. And they taught man how to soften copper like dough, how to harden copper like flint rock for axes and mattocks for building canals. Taught man how to work the ore in the fire and melt it, smelt it, and show him how to make lead into sheets like cloth. He taught man, to show y'all we in America again, he taught man to till the soil, grow wheat and corn. He taught the women how to grind it and to make bread. He taught the hunters how to slay what? This is how long ago it is. He taught the hunters how to slay the lion. The American lion died during the quaternary extinction event 12,000 years ago. The tiger, it died during the quaternary event. And the who? The mastodon, aka the Hagawatha, the rooting animal of wisdom. Right? So don't let this man fool y'all. We went up here and we showed y'all living short people today. The Shasta, the Guarani. Huh? What about the Aztecs? Little niggas. Okay. This is Maximo and Bartolo from America. Whether you believe that the Aztecs, they come from a people here. What about Atavico? Right? An American Negrito. We only thought Negritos were in those islands. He was born in Bayou La Teca, and so was his parents. He's 70 in this picture. What about the San Blas, the Cuna? Huh? These people exist today. Little people.
Time. Fire ass third round shot.
Hey, so look, y'all. Look, again, the topic of the debate is: Are the little people real? I mean, did they exist, or do they exist, and have they built anything? Kosmon Cal has overwhelmingly proved that. He's overwhelmingly proved it. You know what I mean? So I really don't see no need to even listen to dude third round. I mean, if y'all want to, I can play it. I mean, that's all good. But if anything, he's proven that the little people are real. You know what I mean? Like he really ain't proved. Like he's supposed to be disproving everything Cal P is coming with. He's not. He ain't proved. He ain't disproved anything. Right? Cal is saying that the little people are real. He's supposed to be proving they're not real. His sources are proving that they are real. So it's like it ain't really no point listening to do third round. It really ain't. If y'all want me to go ahead and play it, I will. If y'all want me to play root words third round, put a 1 up in the chat. If you don't want me to play it, put a 2. And we'll just end it right there. And then I'll do a part 2 to this and go over the question and answer segments with them. You know what I mean? Personally, I don't even really see no need to. It's really pointless. He ain't proved it. He ain't proved that the little people don't exist and that they haven't built anything. See, he's in the negative. He's in opposition to that. So he's supposed to be proving it. That's all I'm saying. And clearly, our bruh came and displayed that they do exist and that they built things. So if that's what it is, then what is we doing? There really ain't no point. Let me stop sharing real quick. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Yeah, it really ain't no point looking at it. I mean, he's not about to bring out anything in his third round proving that they don't exist or proving that they didn't build anything. If anything, all his sources prove Kosmon and Cal right. You dig? That's just what it is. But excellent debate, my brother. I salute you. I salute you, bro. I know you ain't on here right now. I don't know if your phone died or anything like that, but I definitely salute you. I actually read the document. I read the doc the night before, and myself, I was like, "How is dude even gonna get around this? How? Like, what is he gonna say other than theatrics and laughing and playing?" And as we see, that's what he did. He did things like blah, 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 blah. How in the hell do somebody that say blah, blah, blah win a debate? Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what that word is. Blah, blah, blah. Like, get that. Come on, y'all. Stop that. Stop that. So, nah, bro. Handle your business. I salute you, my brother Kosmon Carroll. You did an excellent job. You know what I mean? And then you brought sources from every spectrum. You bought sources from every spectrum of what it is, right? Dude was looking up shit on Wikipedia on the fly. So I salute you, brother. Handle your business. Another win. Creator is undefeated. And for anybody to say, well, how can y'all say that Kosmon Cal won? What was the topic? The topic was what? Do little people exist, and have they built anything dealing with America? My brother clearly showed it. He showed that they existed and exist, and that they are the mound builders. Coming from a place like St. Louis, that's very deep, because right across the Gateway Arch, we have a spot called Cahokia Mounds. That people go there to this day. They go there to walk, to work out, to meditate, to do all this. That's major. You know what I mean? I would also suggest y'all tap in with Dr. Susan Martinez and get that book about the little people. I actually have it. Excellent. I'm starting to read it. Haven't read all of it yet, but it makes sense. It makes sense, especially when you're dealing with newspaper articles. You're dealing with testimonials of people that was living during the 1800s. You're dealing with all these little shallow, short graves and all that. And the killer part is people would be quick to say, "Oh, these are like 200 babies that died." But when they come back, when the report come back that now these are adult small skeletons. It's just what it is, man. So look, love y'all, love and light. Y'all go on back and check that debate out. Swing back through, check out the rebroadcast and all that. He did, but Cal P easily won that, hands down. Hands down. It wasn't even look. Judah Natural did a better job against Calvin than this dude. And Cal P destroyed Judah Natural, but even Judah Natural did a better job than Root Words. Facts. You know what I mean? So, hey man, I salute you, brother. Handle your business. It don't matter about none of them polls or the judges. We know what it is, and when we slow it down, what happens? You dig? All type of things start getting exposed. So to the end, my friend, love y'all indeed in truth. Handle y'all business. All praises to the ever-present creator, the all in all, the always was, is, and ever shall be. Creator is undefeated, and the creator is unstoppable. To the next time, family. Love and light.